Richfield will be kicking off left to right across your radio dial, TV and computer screen, and Manti will be returning right to left. The Templars dressed in all white uniforms with the red letters and numbers and the silver helmets. And all the Richfield Wildcats come in the all blue jerseys, blue shirts, blue pants, and the blue helmets with the red and white letters and numbers as we get ready for today's game. And we'll start off with the Richfield City kickoff. Richfield City is the heart of Trail Country. It's a great place to visit, stay, and explore. Proud sponsor of Richfield High School. And Greg, any Richfield Community Pharmacy keys of the game you see for these teams?
Yeah, if Richfield does what they've done all year, 24 interceptions for this Richfield team this year. Not only do they turn teams over, they block punts, they capitalize on those mistakes their opponents make almost immediately. Richfield's done such a good job at that this year.
Razor with a kickoff, a good return though by Hunter Stevens out across the 35 to the 41-yard line for the Manti Templars for a great field position to start their first drive.
Yeah, great return there by Hunter Stevens. Kid is a track kid. He runs fast, hits a hole hard, can take a hit like he did right there, got an extra 6 or 7 yards for his Templars.
So Manti starts with the football. One of the big keys to me, and we've talked about it, if Manti can get that pressure with that three-man rush, that's going to be crucial.
Or if Manti decides to try and run the ball against a three-man rush and make Richfield come down and bring a couple more guys into the box, That's the first thing I'm watching from this first drive for Manti.
Three receivers to the right, one to the left for the Templars. Starkweather in the shotgun formation, takes a snap, quick wide receiver screen pass to the outside to Frischnick, makes a man miss, gets a block, and stays on his feet to the 45-yard line. They're going to give him forward progress to the 46 for a gain of 5.
Yeah, terrific catch. It looked like Frischnick did not have a lot of room. Boy, he's talented.
They did a lot of that last week against Morgan, a lot of those bubble screens outside to the receivers, set up the blocking outside, let your athlete try and make a play.
2nd and 5 now for the Templars. Starkweather takes a snap. Give on the handoff and really nowhere to go. Ashton White able to swallow it up. The ball came loose. Richfield says they have it, but the umpire says he was down. So it's going to be no gain on the carry.
Ashton White, that first game against the Templars for Richfield, did such a good job. He, Kason Accord, Nate Young, and the Buchanan. Riker Buchanan had great games for Richfield that first time these two teams played.
No gain for Bo Stevens on that one. Fake the jet sweep. Quick pass now to Frischnick. Then he has to go to the ground to catch it. It was off to his right. And so a no gain on the pass. 4th and 5 for Manti.
Yeah, and I think Manti may decide to go for it here. They certainly haven't shown that they're going to punt here.
4th and 5 at their own 46-yard line. They will split a receiver wide left. That's Stone Mortensen. He had a big game last week for the Templars. 2 receivers to the right. Pistol formation for Starkweather. Stevens behind him. Takes a snap. Looking to his left. Now rolling to his right. Here comes the pressure. He rolls out of it. Looking downfield. Trying to find a man. Going to tuck it and run. And gets across the 50 as he's brought down right at the line to gain. It looks like he has enough to the 49.
Ooh, that's close.
Yeah, and I do think he had the first down. It was very, very close, but I think that was a great call.
First time these two teams played, Mason Starkweather wasn't able to get out of the pocket and run. They had a spy on him a lot of the game, whether it was Court Mood or one of those other linebackers. That time he does get enough for a first down.
Big first down run there for the Templars. Starkweather in the pistol, takes a snap. They give to Stevens up the middle, gets wrapped up early, and he'll be driven back. No gain, back to the line of scrimmage is all.
Yeah, and give credit, Nate Young in on there along with Buchanan.
I wondered if Manti would try and establish the run early in this game that they didn't do the first time. They've tried a couple of runs to Bo Stevens, hasn't went anywhere. Those linemen for the Richfield Wildcats have been up to the task so far.
4 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Starkweather drops the pass. Here comes the 3-man rush from Richfield. Starkweather steps up, has plenty of time, moving to his left, looking, has a man come open. That's Frischnick at the 40, takes a shot after the catch, and he'll go out of bounds, driven out by Court Moon. A gain of 9 for the Templars.
And a terrific pass. Had the man coming right at him, going to his left. That was a great pass.
Manti didn't get those type of plays on those first few drives against Richfield the first time. No receivers would come open when Starkweather was getting a little bit of pressure.
3rd and 1. They give to Stevens. Big hole up the middle to run through for Bo Stevens. Inside the 30 to the 29-yard line for Douglas Dentistry. First down.
Good blocking up front by the Templar offensive line. They're going with tempo quick here.
11-yard gain for Stevens. 1st and 10 of the 29 in Richfield territory. Starkweather in the pistol. Takes a snap. Fakes the handoff. Passes down the seam. That's going to be caught down to the 10-yard line for the Templars. On the reception is Mac Olson.
Big Mac Olson. Huge kid coming. Just a sophomore. Haven't used him a ton on offense in the varsity games. He played a lot of JV offense, plays a lot of defense, though, for the varsity.
Another Douglas Dentistry first down of the 19-yard gain. Again in the pistol is Starkweather. Takes a snap. They give to Stevens up the middle. Has a hole to run through inside the 5, down to the 3-yard line for Bo Stevens.
Yeah, and Manti doing what they wanted to. That fourth down try where they were able to pick it up has really given some spark to this offense.
So it'll be a second down and goal from the 3 now for the Templars.
Manti went with this formation last week against Morgan. They haven't done it any other time this year, where they bring in Dallin Sweat as a lead fullback, and then you got Mac Olson as the tight end. You basically have 7 offensive linemen out there for the Templars right now.
Receiver at each side. Starkweather, second and goal, takes a snap. Pump fake, tuck it and run. Got inside, and he'll be dropped at the 2-yard line after a gain of 1.
Yeah, and it looked like there was a little more room there, and Richfield closed quickly.
Third and goal from the 2 now for the Templars. 8:14 to go here in quarter number 1. On the CO Building System scoreboard, Templars trying to strike on their opening drive. Starkweather in the backfield. Takes a snap. Looking for the quick pass. Throws for the end zone, and that's going to be incomplete. He kind of threw a line drive to Frischnick, and great coverage by Malik Fountain.
That was awesome coverage by Malik Fountain. Just got right in the way of that pass. Didn't even need to turn around, just face guarding. Reggie Frischnick got his hand up, knocked that away. That kid's a great defensive back on a team full of a bunch of good defensive backs are the Wildcats.
Yeah, and I think the Manti is going to go for it here as they did before. This is a big play here early.
Fourth and goal from the 2. They'll go 2 receivers to the left, 1 wide right. Starkweather in the shotgun formation. Stevens to his left. Takes a snap. Pump fake. Tuck it and run. And he doesn't get there. Richfield with the goal line stand. And they'll take over on their own 1.
Boy, and you hear those Richfield fans here. They have packed this house on this home side just below us. And, man, great defensive play there by the Wildcats. See who got him down.
Dax Ford.
Yeah, Ford coming in from behind Mason Starkweather and just pulls him down at the 1.
Yeah, the good thing about it, if you're Manti, is Richfield has it on the 1-yard line, and the ball's on the inside of the 1-yard line.
Hafen go under center. Double wing set here for the Wildcats. Hafen takes a snap, just a quarterback sneak right up the middle. Got good to push initially, and he'll get stopped at the 5-yard line, maybe to the 6. Nope, they're going to put it at the 5 for a gain of 4.
Yeah, that's a great play on first down there. You just want to get out of the shadow of your own end zone there and put it on the senior quarterback, Reggie Hafen, to push forward for a few yards.
Second down and 6. 2 receivers, double twin set to each side. Giblett to the right of Hafen in the backfield. Shotgun formation, stands on his own goal line. Takes a snap. Drops the pass, looking to the right. Now throws deep down the field for Yardley. Has him open to the 40-yard line. Across midfield. Down the sideline goes Gage Yardley, and he'll just be tripped up by Lane Cox. But a big play for the Wildcat offense.
And that is really Richfield football. When you think they've been down this year, they've been able to come up with big plays, and Yardley on a dead strike from Hafen.
Yeah. Took Lane Cox coming, chasing him down from behind to save 6 points there. Good hustle by Lane Cox for the Templars, but what a pitch and catch by Hafen to Yardley. Yardley hurt Manti that first game as well. 2 touchdowns.
74-yard gain on the play. Hafen under center. Takes a snap. The give left side to Giblett. Had a nice hole. Now dives forward inside the 20 down to about the 18-yard line for a gain of 3.
It was almost like Beck Giblett didn't believe that it was that big of a hole. You know, he was almost waiting for somebody to come hit him, but the hole was a great hole there by the left side of that Richfield offensive line.
Second down and 7 for the Wildcats. 3 receivers to the right, 1 wide left. Hafen in the shotgun formation. Giblett to his right. 5 in the box is all for Manti. Hafen takes a snap. Quarterback keeper off the right side, and he gets brought down to the 15-yard line for a gain of 3 to make it third down and 4.
Yeah, this game may come down to whoever converts fourth down plays. I'm not so sure this isn't 4-down territory for Richfield.
They've got the 2 Razor brothers that are capable of kicking some field goals. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Hafen again, shotgun formation. Giblett to his left. 3rd and 3, hard count. Manti jumps. Everybody seemed like jumped across, so move it forward to 5 yards and a first down for the Wildcats. A Mason Machinery first down.
Boy, that's what you want to do if you're a Wildcat and you're on offense right there. You want to go with that hard count, make that defensive line jump. Just got a little ahead of themselves. Gives Richfield their second first down here at this drive.
Moves it inside the 10. First and goal from basically 10 yards out for the Wildcats. Going to go with that inverted wishbone formation. And a double tight set. The tailback is Thomas. Moon and Giblett, the fullbacks. Hafen under center. Takes the snap. The give to Thomas. Follows those lead blockers inside the 10 down to about the 7 or 8 yard line for a short gain.
See those Manti Templar defenders just yanking on him to try and pull him back, but that's like an old school formation right there with that almost wishbone behind.
Yeah, and I call it a power I formation. He calls it inverted wishbone, but nonetheless, you have 3 guys in the backfield, and you can give to any of the 3.
Well, listen, Coach Dean Fowles ran the inverted wishbone for a long time at Delta, Rick.
Well, it's a power I to me.
Robert knows it well.
Double twin set. Hafen drops back to pass. Passing for the end zone left side. It'll be just short for Thomas as it falls incomplete. 3rd and goal from the 9.
Yeah, and maybe one of the more open receivers Hafen's had for a while. Hafen would like that one back, but you can't be too critical of him. He's had a lot of good passes.
So 3rd and goal from the 9 yard line for the Wildcats. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Giblett to the left of Hafen in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Hafen drops the pass, looking to his right, pump fake, now has to step up, trying to find some space, looking downfield, gets tripped and brought down. A loss of yards back to the 11. A big play defensively for Lincoln Alder.
Lincoln Alder, the kid's motor just doesn't stop. You think he's out of the play, he's blocked out of the play if you watch this. He's clear back behind, but he doesn't quit. Chases down Reggie Hafen from behind. 4th down, are they going to go for it?
4th and goal from the 11 for the Wildcats. Great coverage downfield for Manti, which led to that sack by Alder.
Manti had great coverage last week against Morgan. Their defensive backs created a lot of coverage sacks. Manti sacked the quarterback 5 times last week against Morgan.
4th and goal from the 11 for the Wildcats. Trips left, 1 receiver to the right. Hafen takes the snap, rolling to his left. Throws, has a man that's going to be caught by Moon at the 7, and he'll be brought down there. So both teams go for it on 4th and goal. Neither team gets it as the Wildcats turn it over on downs.
Big Dallin Sweat out there to make that tackle. You don't break a tackle of Dallin Sweat very often, and where that pass was caught behind the 5 yard line, there wasn't much chance for that to get into the end zone.
Yeah, that one didn't look like it was going to get in there, and Manti defended it very well.
So Manti takes over on their own 6 after they get their own 4th down stop on 4th and goal.
Kind of crazy how that's happened for both teams now. Inside the red zone, inside the 10 yard line for both teams. Neither of them able to put points on the board.
4:21 to go in quarter number 1 on the Richfield Family Dental scoreboard. No score. Manti football. Starkweather takes a snap. Steps up in his own zone. Throws deep for Frischneck down the sideline. And Frischneck reels it in. Fountain was all over the play defensively, and Frischneck finds a way to make the catch.
Yeah, that was a terrific pass. Not terrible defense, but he had a step.
38-yard gain on the pass to Frischneck.
Yeah, Malik Fountain, he had his hand in there to just about tip that away, but Reggie just able to steal it away from him.
Templars going tempo. Starkweather takes a snap. They give to Stevens off the left side, and he'll be spun and dropped down at the 49-yard line for a gain of 5.
Fred Takiaho mentioned that running backs were going to be important in this game. That kind of surprised me in that little interview you had with him, Robert, before this game. So far, they've went to the running back, Bo Stevens, multiple times already.
5 times.
Yeah, and I think the most runs he's had in a game is about 10 or 12. So,
see, he did say something, Rick.
Yeah,
in that
right.
interview. Sure. 2nd and 5. Starkweather again to Stevens up the middle, off to the right side, and he'll be brought down after a gain of 4 to the 47-yard line in Richfield territory.
Well, if you're able to run, there's 2 things that does. That does run the clock, keeps the other team off. But this is where Richfield's been very stingy on third downs, and if you're going to run.
3rd and a yard. Starkweather going to come up under center. Takes a snap, quarterback sneak, has the first down to the 45, 40, just inside the 45-yard line for a Douglas Dentistry first down.
Yeah, and that was easy. They picked that up easily. I think both teams have shown they're going to go for it, though, on 4th down. I don't think we're going to see a lot of punts unless you have long yardage.
1st and 10 Templars. Personnel changes for both sides. They look to each other's sideline. Play clock down to 17. Templars go trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Starkweather, shotgun formation. Takes the snap, Here comes the blitz from Richfield. Quick pass to the outside. Caught by Stevens and delivered a blow by Malik Fountain. A gain of 1 is all on the play.
Yeah, and Moon was coming with a blitz up the middle, and the pass was delivered quickly. And Fountain with a terrific tackle.
You could see Malik Fountain just lining that one up from right when the ball left Mason Starkweather's hands. Good job by Bo Stevens to hang on to it and just get that yard.
2nd down and 9. Starkweather, double twin set, drops the snap, picks it up, moves to his right, looking downfield. Now he has pressure coming, just jumps and throws it, and it'll be incomplete.
Yeah, and that's a good play because it's not intentional grounding. He was outside the pocket. The ball got past the line of scrimmage.
That was a heady play by a junior there, Mason Starkweather, to just pick that up and live to play another down. They would have had, 4 or 5 yard loss there if he wouldn't have done that. Good job by Mason.
Double twin set again for the Templars, 3rd and 9. Starkweather with Stevens to his right, wanted the ball. Now he's going to step to the right after the hard count. Richfield doesn't jump. Richfield was just a 3-man front. Takes the snap. They are going to bring Moon off the middle. Starkweather rolls to his right, throws downfield for Frischneck. Makes the catch as he's shoved out of bounds. It'll be incomplete as he goes out of bounds. And what a grab by Reggie Frischneck.
Yeah, and the question is, will Manti go for it here? They have shown they will. I think they will punt now.
Yeah, with 9 yards to go, I think defensive type game, you want to just punt that one away. Good job by Fountain to push Reggie Stevens out of bounds when Reggie went up to catch that one. I think he probably would have came down out of bounds anyway, but the defensive back made sure of it.
Snap is good. Here comes heavy pressure from Richfield. They get the punt away. High kick, and it'll land at about the 11-yard line and take a Richfield roll forward to about the 15, and that's where it will be touchdown by Lane Cox, and Richfield will take over for their second drive of the game. No score on the Richfield Family Dental scoreboard. Call Richfield Family Dental at 435-896-9696 or visit richfielddental.com.
Yeah, and Manti could have stepped up and maybe had 3 or 4 more yards on that one, but they let it roll back. That pitching wedge shot by Austin Thomas, but still a really good punt by Austin Thomas to pin him inside the 20-yard line at the 14.
1st and 10 from the 14-yard line for the Wildcats. Double twin set. Giblett to the left of Hafen in the backfield. Shotgun formation. 4-man front for the Templar defense. Hafen takes a snap. Quick wide receiver screen pass out to Yardley. Had blockers in place, but Dallin Sweat runs it down after a short gain to the 17-yard line.
Yeah, just a quick bubble screen for Richfield.
Dallin Sweat does a good job running sideline to sideline. You think of a middle linebacker and the impact they have on the game, coming up the middle, maybe getting sacks, stopping things right on the line of scrimmage, but Dallin Sweat does a good job sideline to sideline as well.
2nd down and 7. Trips left, 1 receiver to the right. Hafen in the gun. Takes a snap. The give to Giblett up the middle, trying to find a hole, and nowhere to go as a pile just picks up at the 18-yard line for a gain of 1.
When you saw the hesitation at the line, if you're a defender, that's good things because generally it means you're not going to get very far.
Braxton Henningsen and Ty Moy, those 2 defensive tackle seniors for the Templars, have done a good job of taking on blocks all season long and either making a play or letting those middle backers behind them, Dallin Sweat and Kellen Layton, make the play.
3rd and 6, double twin set again for the Wildcats. Hafen. Manti showing pressure. Now they drop back. Hafen drops the pass, looking to his right, throws deep down the sideline for Yardley, and he makes the catch over Lane Cox. Deep into Manti territory to the 30-yard line he goes. What a grab by Gage Yardley.
What a catch by Gage Yardley there. Just time that jump, go up and get it. Good defense by Lane Cox, just better offense by Gage Yardley.
It was terrific defense. You're thinking, and Yardley just cut behind him so he could come up with the reception. What a great play by Gage Yardley.
Last week against Morgan, Lane Cox had 5 pass breakups on plays just like that. Now, that's just a better catch by Gage Yardley.
Quarterback keeper right up the middle on the sneak by Hafen from the 29-yard line down to the 26 for a gain of 3.
I think Hafen just saw something there. Manti a little soft in the middle and decided to take it just on the first sound and go right up the middle, get about 3 yards on first down.
17 seconds to go here in the first quarter on the Richfield Family Dental scoreboard after I had that as a 61-yard pass to Gage Yardley for that Mason Machinery first down.
Quick moving first quarter here.
Yes. Inverted wishbone again for the Wildcats. Hafen under center. Takes the snap. A little bit of a bobble on the snap. Hands it off to Court Moon left side on the counter. He's going to get inside the 25 down to the 21 for a gain of 5.
And the 74th largest, that 74-yard pass reception, George Felt told me, it was the 19th longest in state championship history.
Wow. That was the first pass that we had for Richfield. First quarter has come to an end on the Richfield Family Dental scoreboard. No score between number 1 Richfield, number 2 Manti on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, MTCC Channel 3, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
In the days of the Mountain Men, Cache Valley, Utah became a central gathering place for trappers and explorers. They named it Cache because it was there they would store their goods and come together to trade and connect. This spirit of community continues today at Cache Valley Bank with locations and services throughout Utah, including 3 branches right here in San Pete County. They're Central Utah's financial outfitter. No matter your mountain, they want to see you reach the top. Cache Valley and Central Utah are rooted in grand expeditions. Let's keep that heritage alive together. Discover Cache Valley Bank. Mountains await. Member FDIC, Equal Housing Lender.
You're listening to live high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Channel 10, and MTCC Channel 3.
Back here at Eccles Coliseum on the campus of Southern Utah University. And it'll be a 3rd down and 2 for Richfield to start quarter number 2 from the Manti 21-yard line. Fountain wide left, receiver wide right as well. They're going to go with the double wing set with Hafen under center. Hafen takes the snap, quarterback sneak right up the middle, has the first down inside the 20-yard line to the 19.
Yeah, Hafen just got off to the left side, so I had a little room there and picked up the first down.
So Reggie Hafen of the Mason Machinery first down at the Manti 19-yard line.
Interior running defensively has been a strength for Manti this season, so it's kind of surprising to see Richfield get a couple of first downs on interior runs like that.
Trips left, 1 receiver to the right for the Wildcats. Hafen in the gun. Takes the snap. Pump fake, looking to his left, now throws underneath. Has Moon open in the middle for a touchdown. The Wildcats strike first.
Just wide open there. Court Moon on just a post move. Got behind the Manti defense. A little bit of a miscommunication, obviously. Great pass by Reggie Hafen. Great catch and run by Court Moon.
Yeah, and it looked like he was looking to throw to somebody else. He checked off and came back to Court Moon, and Moon catches right in the center of the field.
So Richfield strikes first. Razor on for the extra point. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 11:32 to go in the first half on the Richfield Family Dental scoreboard, the Wildcats make the first trip to the Apex Foot and Ankle Institute end zone. 7-0 Richfield over Manti. On the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, Manti Channel 3, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
CO Building Systems in Ephraim manufactures a complete line of pre-engineered metal buildings of all sizes. Plus, they are your headquarters for custom metal roof and wall panels for your home or business, including all trim and accessories. All of their roof and wall panels are available in several gauges and over 20 different colors. For a free cost estimate or more information, contact CO Building Systems in Ephraim. 800-262-5347. That's 800-262-5347. Online at cobuildings.com.
Live high school sports action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
So after the Wildcats put together a 7-play drive culminating in a 19-yard touchdown pass from Reggie Hafen to Court Moon, they strike first with that trip to the Apex Foot and Ankle Institute end zone. And now here's the ensuing Richfield City kickoff. Kick by Razor is away. Line drive type of kick, taken at the 12-yard line. And out across the 15 to the 20. Makes a move to the 25 and takes a shot at the 26-yard line. On the return, Carter Mason for the Templars, and a big hit by the coverage team for Richfield.
Yeah, I was trying to get that number on.
That's Worley, I believe. Just a sophomore. Worley's one of the big hitters, number 34.
Yeah, that's right. It was Worley. Yeah, sophomore on sophomore there. Carter Mason, the returner for the Templars, and a big hit by Worley to stop him at the 27.
So first and 10, Manti, their own 27-yard line, 11:25 to go in the first half, down 7. 2 receivers stacked to each side. They're going to send Mason in motion right to left. Starkweather takes a snap. Quick wide receiver screen out to the right side. Double pass. Now they're coming back to Starkweather, and the ball is kicked down the field, and they will rule it incomplete. Richfield blew that play up. They were ready for that one.
Yeah,
and Manti, I thought, was very fortunate not to get that intercepted.
Yeah, Richfield was ready for that one. I don't know that Mason Starkweather was ready for that pass to come back to him.
No.
Man, if he could have caught that, though. Richfield read it pretty well, but he did have a couple of blockers.
Yeah, Dax Fjord was right there looking like he might have a chance to intercept it, but couldn't get there.
And you're right. Had he caught that, it looked like there was room.
Trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Starkweather takes the snap, drops the pass. looking downfield. Here comes the pressure up the middle, able to scamper out of it, looking downfield, tucking it. He's going to run to the 30, got a block at the 35, and he'll go out of bounds at the 39-yard line for a Douglas Dentistry first down.
Good hard run by Mason Starkweather. He's pointing it out. A lot of times he does that, and I don't know if he's telling them to block or if he's telling his guys to keep running, but he lowers the shoulder, lays a little punishment at the end of that run there for the junior quarterback.
12-yard gain.
It was Court Moon and Beck Giblett who eventually pushed him out of bounds.
Two excellent tacklers there.
First and 10, trips left, one receiver to the right. He's going to send the running back out to the left. Starkweather drops the pass. Here comes the pressure from Nate Young up the middle. Able to avoid it. Has a man wide open downfield. That's going to be caught across midfield into Richfield territory. Making the catch there for Manti is Isaac Crowther, the running back that slipped out.
Yeah, you called that, Robert. He just slipped out, and he was wide open from the start. Nobody went with him for Richfield. And I don't think that's where the play was supposed to go. Starkweather just caught him on the sideline being wide open.
14-yard gain for the Douglas Dentistry first down. Starkweather gives to Crowther off the left side. Going to be a short gain to the 45. A flag comes in at the end of the play.
Crowther, a good sophomore running back for the Templars, has done good things this year. Had a touchdown last week against Morgan as well.
Well, it's who threw the flag? Was it the back judge?
The umpire did.
The umpire?
Yes.
That's usually either a hold or a face mask, I'll just tell you.
And at the end of a play, you would think face mask, and that's what it is. So they'll march it off from the 45 down to the 30 into Richfield territory. Richfield crowd doesn't like the call. You can hear their boos. First penalty of the game on the Wildcats goes for 15 yards. First and 10 from the 30 now for Manti driving. They try to work their way to the Go Insurance end zone. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Left to right, comes the motion back, fakes the handoff, does Starkweather, drops the pass, has to roll to his right, heavy pressure, throws back across the middle, and a nice pass and catch as he connects with Mortensen for a gain of 8.
Yeah, and he was open there. A lot of pressure coming out. Richfield's got a lineman down. This would be a big factor for the Cats. I think it's just a cramp, but
we've seen a lot of cramps today.
Last game there was a bunch of that, and you don't usually see that in 35, 40-degree weather like this.
Player is down. Matt Barney from Therapy West, physical therapist out there for Richfield. It'll be 2nd and 2. That was really a nice throw by Starkweather coming back across his body, and then Mortensen able to go down to the ground to make the catch. Yeah,
Stone Mortensen, we talked about it in the pregame show, had a great game last week. 3 catches, 2 touchdowns against Morgan. A couple of highlight reel type catches. One of them, he mossed the guy, caught it over his back. And good job by coming back to his quarterback. And Manti sometimes haven't done that this year. They've kept on their routes and kind of just quit if they don't get the ball immediately. But that's a good play to come back to your quarterback who's scrambling and try and make something out of nothing.
And I'm not sure if it's what we're looking at here. They're definitely taking a little longer and doing different types of stretches. Hopefully everything's okay and you'll be able to continue to play. I don't have a number on who it is down for Richfield.
It was either 50 or 58, I believe.
No, Nate Young, 63, big Nate Young, and he appears to be okay. To a big round of applause. Yeah, you know that with Nate Young down, that would definitely cause the coaches to hold their breath.
Yeah, and it was just cramps. He got up, bounced. He'll have to come out of the game for one play. And you're thinking, well, what if they called timeout? Could he come back in and that? But no.
The answer is no.
I didn't know that. Thank you, Official Rick. I love it when you have Rick knowing those rule questions like that.
2nd down and 2 for the Templars. Pistol formation for Starkweather. Crowther behind him in the backfield. Quick pass on the slant. That's going to be caught at the 15, and it'll be brought down there. Let's see, was that Mortensen again on the catch? Yes, it was.
Flag.
Oh, there is a flag in the middle of the field.
Again from the umpire in a position where normally you get a hold or a face mask, generally the timing of that.
White Hat will give us the call. Ineligible receiver downfield. That'll mark him back from the 22 to the 27.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you had a couple of Templars going down the field. I don't know if maybe the call was They try and scoot back there.
Now you cannot go downfield and come back. That is one thing you can't do. Once you're downfield, you're downfield. Yeah. But it's only a penalty if they throw the pass beyond the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
2nd and 7 now for the Templars after the 5-yard penalty negates the first down pass.
My point of that was when you watch that replay, it was obviously there was a miscommunication there because there was 2 offensive linemen for the Templars going downfield. So either they thought it was going to be a screen pass or a run.
Starkweather, empty backfield, sends a man in motion left to right. That's Hunter Stevens. Drops back to pass, looking to his right, nothing there. Now moving to his left, looking downfield, trying to find some space, able to avoid the rush, throws, has a man. That's going to be caught by Mortensen, and he's going to pick up a Douglas Dentistry first down inside the 15-yard line.
Man, this drive has been Stone Mortensen coming back to his quarterback, giving Mason Starkweather somebody to throw it to. Great job by both of those kids.
Yeah, terrific pass and catch. He made sure he had 1 foot in bounds.
Great play by Starkweather and Mortensen. 1st and 10 at the 11-yard line for the Templars. Starkweather takes a snap, flags fly. I think we're going to have a false start.
Yeah, that was an easy call there. You could see they started early.
Everybody went but the center, basically. Starkweather even started drifting back, anticipating the snap. So that'll take him back to the 16-yard line. 3rd penalty of the game on Manti. 9:23 to go here in the first half. 7-0 Richfield leads the Templars on the CO Building Systems scoreboard. Roof and wall panels and all the trimming at the best prices anywhere. That's CO Buildings.
Impressive drive by the Templars to answer that great drive by Richfield last time to get on the scoreboard. Last time these two teams played, this didn't happen after Richfield scored. So good job by Manti to at least answer and get down the field.
1st and 15, heavy pressure from the Wildcats. There's a screen pass. He delivers it to Crowther, able to break out of an arm tackle, breaks another tackle inside the 10, down to the 8-yard line for a nice gain on the screen.
Yeah, and the broken tackles were terrific there.
8-yard pickup on the 2nd and 15.
See Trace Cox and Kellen Layton blocking downfield that time. Moving out of those offensive lineman positions and blocking downfield.
2nd and 7. Starkweather drops, throws for the end zone. Jump ball, and going up and getting it. Does he reel it in? Where's the call from the official? They're fighting for it. Touchdown, Manti, as Mortensen goes up and makes the catch. There's the signal from the back judge.
That's a similar play to we had last week in the same corner of the end zone on the right side, the south side of the field that he had against Morgan last year. Just goes up and fights for it and comes down with a great catch by Stone Mortensen in the corner of the end zone. Great throw by Starkweather.
Catch.
Yeah. So Manti with the answer, trying to get the extra point to tie the game here as they reach the Go Insurance end zone, serving all of Central Utah. Call Go Insurance at 462-3333. Snap is good. Hold is down. The kick is up, and it is good. So with 8:44 to go in the first half on the CO Building System scoreboard, number 1 Richfield 7, number 2 Manti 7 in the 3A state championship on TeamHive.live. The Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network at Channel V6, MTCC Channel 3, and KSL Sports.
Ecolife. This is Lydia Thompson with Ecolife. Cooler weather is coming and winter is right around the corner. I'm sure you're excited to curl up with a blanket, cozy in your home on a cold day. The problem is, so are the bugs. Keep spiders out of your house this winter. Call or text us today at 435-283-6002. Again, that's 435-283-6002 to spray your home and keep it bug-free this winter.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Back here at Southern Utah University's Eccles Coliseum, here's the ensuing kickoff. And a deep kick. It'll be caught at about the 5-yard line. And they're going to run the handoff to Kai Thomas on the far side of the field. And able to break through one arm tackle before being forced out of bounds at about the 27-yard line for the Wildcats.
You want a fun fact here, Robert and Rick?
Always.
Austin Thomas started the year 0 for 4 on PATs. That one right there that he just made is number 50 in a row after starting 0 for 4.
50 in a row. That's
50 in a row
good.
after starting 0 for 4. That's a stat via Mike Brenchley, the stat man for the Templars. He sent me that the other day.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats on their own 26-yard line. They'll go double twin set. Hafen in the shotgun formation. Giblett to his left in the backfield. 4-man rush by the Templars. Hafen takes a snap. quick pass to the outside and looking for Court Moon. It's too far out, incomplete.
Yeah, pretty good defense that time. Manti had good coverage.
And Richfield's done a great job this year on those quick passes where Hafen just takes like a 3-step drop and he's got either Fountain or Yardley or Court Moon like on that one. So, they'll probably complete that quite a few times here in this game.
2nd down and 10. Hafen sends a man in motion right to left. That's Thomas, and flag will fly first. And it will be a false start against the Wildcats. So move them back to the 21. Second penalty of the game on Richfield for 20 yards.
Yeah, it was almost like Hafen wasn't ready for that one, or the offensive line. It's almost like he wasn't ready for it right then, or I don't know.
Yeah, I couldn't see. The replay didn't really show. The ball snapped and nobody moved.
Yeah.
They took it back to the 19, which if you're Richfield, you're like, hey, that was a 7-yard penalty instead of a 5. And now they have blown the whistle, I think, to check that.
Yeah, it should be up at the 21. You can see where that original line of scrimmage was at the 26. So
there we go. They correct it.
That is easy math there.
As an umpire, I've done that several times where I mismark it. So it's no big deal. You just correct it.
2nd down and 15 now for the Wildcats. Trips left, one receiver to the right. Hafen with Giblett to his left in the backfield. Going to step up towards the line of scrimmage, talking to the offensive line. Calls up the play. Big Nate Young, the left tackle, looking back at him. Hafen giving the hand signals to his receivers. Down to 10 seconds on the play clock. Goes back to the offensive line, now drifts back into a position. Takes the snap. Quick pass to the left side, caught by Thomas. Able to get by one defender. Ball comes loose at the end of the play. It's still loose. Dallin Sweat covers it up for Manti. What's the ruling? The officials say Manti football.
Wow, and it looked like one of those Richfield Wildcats were trying to pick it up and run after the fumble, and Dallin Sweat just there. Johnny on the spot, able to give the turnover to the Templars. First turnover of the night.
Yeah, turnovers are a factor, as Richfield certainly has been on the better end on most of their games.
So Dallin Sweat stripped it, and then he's right there to fall on it, to strip and the fumble recovery. Manti created 5 turnovers last week against Morgan.
Big play there, and the Manti defense steps up big. Now the offense has a chance to give them the lead at the Richfield 22-yard line with 8:22 to go in the half. Marching again towards that Go Insurance end zone. Starkweather with Crowther to his right in the backfield, double twin set. Takes the snap, looking to his left. Here comes the pressure. Throws deep for Hunter Stevens in the end zone. And does he catch it? Yes, he does. Touchdown, Manti. Hunter Stevens with a man in his face reels it in for the score.
Yeah, I couldn't tell. You couldn't tell from where we're sitting whether he caught it or not, because great defense. Slate Wright's coming up late. Somebody lost Hunter Stevens, and Slate Wright's made the decision to try and get back on that. Just about made it, but Hunter Stevens, just a great offensive play to come down with that one.
Yeah, Richfield brought a host trying to get to the quarterback that time, and Stevens was really open.
Snap is there, hold is down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 8:14 to go in the first half on the CO Building System scoreboard, number 2 Manti 14, number 1 Richfield 7. And we'll take the break on TeamHive.live, the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, MTCC Channel 3, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
Dr. Richard Yardley is proud to welcome Dr. Preston Judy to the Mountain View Vision team. Dr. Judy has a special interest in pediatric eye exams, advanced dry eye treatment, and is accepting new patients. Mountain View Vision Center, serving all of Central Utah, offers comprehensive eye care, specialty contacts, diabetic exams, and the management and treatment of ocular disease. Offering a large inventory of frames and sunglasses, their team will help you find the perfect fit. Keep your vision sharp right here in Richfield with Mountain View Vision, proud sponsor of Central Utah High School Sports.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Thomas now set to kick it away for the Manti Templars. And another good kick back to receive, and taking it at the goal line is Kai Thomas. He fakes the handoff, going to bring it out to the near side. And actually that's Gage Yardley on the return. He gets across the 20 and brought it to bounds about the 22-yard line.
Yeah, last time they reversed it. This time Court did not. Yardley did not give it on the reverse to Thomas. He just kept it and cut upfield.
Yeah, Yardley was back there to receive this time instead.
Yeah, forces guys to stay in their lanes when you do that little reverse or the fake reverse, and Manti did a good job there to get him out at the 22-yard line. Lincoln Alder and Kevin Sterner in on that one.
1st and 10 Wildcats. Trips right, 2 receivers to the left. Hafen in the shotgun formation with an empty backfield. 14-7 Manti leads. Hafen takes a snap, quarterback keeper off the right side, able to break one tackle, gets across the 25 to the 26 for a gain of 4.
Baby, that right there was all Reggie Hafen. He was caught in the backfield, but just a strong enough runner to be able to break that first hit by Lincoln Alder. Not a lot of guys break hits from Lincoln Alder, and then to get a few yards.
2nd and 6 for the Wildcats. Double twin set. Giblett to the right of Hafen. Hafen surveys. Takes the snap. Inside handoff on the counter. Comes to Court Moon. Cuts inside. He's going to get across the 31 to 32 to 31. Make it 3rd and short.
Yeah, and that's a terrific inside reverse that Richfield runs. And Moon is generally the recipient of that.
3rd and 1. Hafen goes under center. Now he stands and looks to the sideline. Receiver wide to each side. Other than that, tight formation, double wing. Manti countering with the nose right up the middle. Hafen takes a snap, quarterback sneak, and he's got enough for a first down and a couple more out to the 33-yard line. Mason Machinery first down for the Wildcats.
Hafen's been pretty solid on these quarterback sneaks when they've needed short yardage on this. Not always been the case for Richfield this season. Canyon View gave Richfield troubles when they tried to do that the first time they played, but tonight Richfield's gotten a couple of them on the quarterback sneaks.
1st and 10 now for the Wildcats for their own 33-yard line. Hafen going to go under center with that double wing set, receiver wide to each side. Checks the field, does Hafen. Takes a snap, rolls to his right. Here comes the pressure, able to avoid it, steps up, makes a run, and just got tripped up and brought down after a gain of a yard.
Braxton Henningsen, the first one to put that pressure on Reggie Hafen, make him roll out, and then Lincoln Alder and Dallin Sweat clean it up.
Yeah, that was a great tackle because he gets past those two. Right there, the tackle. He gets past the trip up. He's got a little bit more room.
Yeah, Lincoln Alder just got enough to bring him down. So 2nd and about 8.5 for the Wildcats. Just shy of the 35-yard line. 6 minutes to go in the first half. Hafen takes a snap, quick pitch to the outside, and Giblett is hit by Alder, and down he goes. And now a late hit comes in by Manti as Dallin Sweat hit him again, and the flag flies.
And the question there is did the
whistle
blow? Yeah, because Beck Giblett's laying on top of Lincoln Alder, and Dallin Sweat probably didn't need to run in and do that.
He's down on the ground. He cannot get up. That's the question. Now, they'll discuss this because you're right, but
because look, if he's laying on top of Lincoln Alder, he's never down. But right there, yeah, that knee goes down, and it's such a violent hit that you just kind of almost expect that flag to come in. Manti fans are going to be upset about it, and I get it. If Dallin Sweat didn't hear the whistle, I promise you Dallin Sweat is going to play until he hears that whistle. But
the difference is a guy's down, and when you come in violently when they're on the ground, had he come in and kind of skipped over the top and pushed him down, he's probably not going to get that call.
So it's not an automatic. So automatic first downs only on roughing the kicker, roughing the passer. So, and that was so far behind the line of scrimmage, it's not enough for a first down.
It was a loss of 7 on the run. Then the 15 yards makes it 3rd and 1 at the 41-yard line.
Great play by Lincoln Alder, though, overshadowed by that. Did a great job to snuff that out.
Empty backfield for Hafen. Takes the snap, looking to his right. Quick pass. That's going to be caught, immediately wrapped up is Thomas, but enough for a Mason Machinery first down.
Yeah, good catch by Thomas there to be able to haul that one in as he's getting hit.
Gain of 6 on the play for the Mason Machinery first down. At the 48-yard line, nearing midfield are the Wildcats. 5:25 to go in the half. 14-7, Manti leads the 3A state championship. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Hafen drops the pass. Here comes some pressure. Tries to step up in the pocket, not there. Now tries to roll, just throws it away. And it will be incomplete as
Well, and there's a guy out.
Yeah, it doesn't matter where he's at if he's outside the pocket. Now, they are discussing here.
And it doesn't even matter if he's outside the pocket because there was an eligible receiver right next to it. I mean, it's a decent try by Reggie Hafen right there.
The way they taught you, too, is if there's 3 steps, one side or the other, but he turned back in toward the pocket, which brought that to question.
I've always kind of wondered that, Rick, if he leaves the pocket, comes back into where between the tackles, and then throws it, is he
in the pocket or not?
Yeah, I've always wondered that.
Once he goes out, he's out in the pocket.
All right.
Double twin set, 2nd and 10 for the Wildcats. Hafen drops back to pass, looking to his left, now stepping up, looking across the middle, gets hit as he throws, and it'll be incomplete. He was looking for Moon. Richfield wants a pass interference. No flags that come in on the coverage downfield by Preston Thompson.
Yeah, that was good pressure. Maybe made Hafen release a little quicker than he wanted. It looked like pretty good defense.
3rd and 10.
This is a top-notch officiating crew here tonight, by the way.
5:05 to go in the half, 14-7 Manti. Richfield trying to pick up a first down to keep their drive going at their own 48. Double twin set again. Hafen with Giblett to his left. Manti showing pressure. Now they drop out of it. Hafen takes a snap, rolling to his left, looking downfield. Tipped at the ball at the line of scrimmage, and it falls incomplete. 4th down and 10 for the Wildcats.
Big Mac Olson does a great job all season long. If he can't get to the quarterback, he gets those big paws up in the air and knocks passes down, and he did it right there.
Yeah, he took on the block of Nate Young pretty well, which is not an easy task. Nate Young, I've said it all year, in my mind, maybe the premier lineman in all of 3A.
He's played like it.
One of the biggest impact players there is in the whole classification. Punt team comes on for the Wildcats. High snap, able to come down to it. Got the punt away, but a short kick. It does take a Richfield roll. Clear down to the 20-yard line, inside the 20, inside the 15, at the 13-yard line. What a roll for Slate Wrights on that punt.
Yeah, and Wrights has had a lot of tough situations. It looked like he might get blocked there. He got the kick away, and it wasn't particularly pretty, but it was effective.
So it'll be a Manti football, their own 13-yard line with 4:51 to go in the first half, leading 14-7 over Richfield in this 3A state championship.
So something that I found interesting, Russ Olson just sent me a text, and he said the newspaper guys, the Deseret News guys that are sitting by him, told him that Richfield hasn't given up a lead this year. Anytime they've trailed has been when the other team scored first.
Probably right on that.
Double twin set. Starkweather pump fake. Now comes back to Frischnick on the wide receiver bubble screen. He's going to get across the 15 to about the 18 for a gain of 5.
Richfield going along with what I just said right there. Richfield, every win, so they're undefeated. Every win has been by multiple scores. Their closest game is 24-14 versus Juab.
Yep. Trips left, one receiver to the right. They send Crowther out, does it. Starkweather. They're going to go to Crowther, and he drops the football on the pass incomplete.
Yeah, might have had a couple of yards there. Probably not enough for a first down. Richfield did a good job defensively, stringing that out to the outside, but just not able to pull that one in.
I don't think he was expecting the pass to come.
Yeah, it didn't look like it, did it?
3rd and 5 here. Of course, Richfield trailed 14-7 at the half to Payson.
That's correct.
Then won 37-21, dominated the second half.
Okay, all right. That was a good Payson team, too.
Yes.
Richfield has really good wins this year. Tough strength of schedule. They've done great things.
Richfield crowd really getting into it on 3rd and 5 for the Templars. Double twin set. They send Stevens in motion left to right. Starkweather takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking downfield, nothing there, comes back to his left, still looking. Now just going to throw as deep as he can for Frischnick, and triple coverage, and Yardley is there. Does he have the interception? Yes, he does. Gage Yardley with the interception near midfield, but Richfield takes back over.
That really almost works like a punt, and you want the interception because it tends to give a team momentum. But nonetheless, it was a long throw downfield.
Yeah, and Mason Starkweather just took a big hit right as he let that go. Otherwise, Reggie Frischnick may have had a step if Mason Starkweather could have put enough under it. But Gage Yardley, just a good job playing center field. 25th interception of the season for the Wildcats.
And Richfield coming off 4 interceptions a week ago against Canyon View.
1st and 10, Richfield. 3 receivers, bunch to the left, 1 to the right. Hafen sets back in the gun. 5-man front now for the Templar defense. They send Thomas in motion. Hafen drops the pass. Quick pass to the outside. That's going to be caught by Fountain. He'll turn and square up the defense, and he'll be brought down at the 43-yard line for a gain of 4.
Good job by Dallin Sweat to break that one down. Bo Stevens, the first one there, and Dallin Sweat to break down, not over pursue, just let Fountain make his move and then step in and make a tackle.
2nd and 6, Wildcats. Double twin set again. 3:38 to go in the first half on the CO Building System scoreboard. 14-7 Templars. Thomas goes in motion left to right. The give to Giblette, and a flag will fly, and a false start against Richfield.
It looked similar to that last time, and it was the same play that they were running as last time, just the other way.
Curious to see the replay on this.
Yeah, where they call that man in motion, and then the snap comes, and it's almost like they're not expecting it.
So moves them back to the 48-yard line and makes 2nd and 11 now.
Yeah, they definitely
saw some
the
movement.
line moved before he snapped the football.
Yep, great replay there. Appreciate again Barrett Hilton. Got Tavern Brew on replay as well. 2nd and 11. Tight right, twins to the left. Hafen takes a snap. Quarterback keeper off the right side, gets behind the block of Nate Young, keeps his hand on him before getting on the edge, and he'll be brought down to the 41-yard line for a nice gain.
Yeah, and Hafen knows who his blocker is. As you said, he had his hand on the back of Nate Young.
9 carries for 24 yards now for Reggie Hafen. Little Sorensen Levitt Insurance stat check for you. Call Corey Sorensen in Richfield at 896-4471 or Cena Rasmussen in Salina at 529-7471 for all your home, auto, and business insurance needs. Proudly representing Auto Owners Insurance. That's Sorensen Levitt Insurance. 3rd down and 4 now for the Wildcats after the 7-yard gain. At the Manti 41, clock down to 2:37. Double wing set for the Wildcats. Hafen goes under center. Takes the snap. A pitch out to the outside. Giblette trying to wait for Young to get there for the block. Gets to the edge. Inside the 40. Dives towards the 31-yard line.
Yeah, Manti just didn't have any outside contain that time. Good blocking by the Richfield Wildcats to set that up to get to the outside, and then those defensive backs are just too far back, giving too much cushion to the receivers. Weren't able to step up and make a play.
Mason Machinery first down for the Wildcats. Same formation with the double wing set. 2:12 to go in the half. Hafen under center. Takes the snap, fakes the pitch, drops the pass this time, throws down the sideline for Fountain, double coverage, and it'll be overthrown, incomplete.
Yeah. Good defense that time by Lane Cox. We've talked a lot about him, and he was right there with Fountain running step for step.
Yeah, not much room there. Richfield hoping to break him open after they threw the ball.
Yeah, I don't know if Fountain could have came down with that one. It might have been out of bounds even if he could have came down with that one.
2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Again, double twin set for Richfield. 2 receivers to each side. Giblette to the left of Hafen in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Hafen takes a snap, drops the pass. Happy Feet able to kick it out to the left side. And making a play is Kai Thomas for a gain of about 7 or 8.
Yeah, just a little quick pass pattern where he went in and squared out. Able to catch Thomas open.
7-yard gain. 3rd and 3. He did step out of bounds to stop the clock at 1:58 in this first half. 14-7 Manti leads. Richfield driving towards that Apex Foot and Ankle Institute end zone. Apex Foot and Ankle sees new and old sports injuries for the ankle and foot, along with any foot pain, bunions, hammer toes, and toenail problems on Main Street in Richfield. Apex Foot and Ankle accepts all major insurances. And Hafen looks at the play clock and wants to call timeout, so they'll use their first Riverstone Contractors timeout of the half. Call Pete at Riverstone Plumbing and Heating, 896-6264. 3rd down for the Wildcats when we come back as they trail Manti in the 3A state championship 14-7 on the CO Building System scoreboard on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, Manti Channel 3, Channel V6, and KSL.
This is more than just a job. It's about caring for our neighbors, our friends, and our families who trust us by placing their lives in our hands. There's nothing more precious than a human life, and we all honor that responsibility. Beginning in 1932, we've been standing ready to serve our communities with dedication, accountability, and a servant heart. And most of all, human connections.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
3rd and 3 for the Wildcats out of the Riverstone Contractors timeout. Trips right, 1 receiver to the left for Reggie Hafen with Giblette to his left in the backfield. Hafen takes the snap, looking to his right, pumps, now comes across the middle, a little bit too hot to handle, incomplete. He was looking for Kai Thomas and off the hand.
He had Kai too.
Well, I thought there was pretty good defense in that zone. It didn't look like there was a lot of room.
Yeah, I think if he puts that on the number, I think Kai would have caught that. He wouldn't have got into the end zone or anything, but it would have been enough for a first down.
Yeah.
And they did change formations after that timeout, so Reggie Hafen saw something that he didn't like. They were in that inverted bone and went back to the shotgun.
4th and 3 now for the Wildcats. At the Manti 24. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Hafen in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, looking to his left, pumps, comes across the middle, and incomplete! In and out of the hands of Fountain, and Manti takes over.
Wow. And Richfield has been so good this year on those quick, just one move, one read passes, and that's right. Oh, a little bit behind Fountain. Good job by Lane Cox to get there.
Good defense there, and if you're Manti, you got to be excited. Now you got the football, and you can try and do things with not a lot of time here, and you're already ahead by 7 points.
You have 3 timeouts, do the Templars, and 2 minutes to get down the field, and, there's been a lot of games where they didn't need 2 minutes to get all the way down the field, so we'll see.
2 receivers each side for the Templars. Starkweather in the gun. Takes the snap. Pump fake. Here comes the pressure from Richfield. Tries to avoid it. Able to avoid the pressure. Looks downfield. Looking. Now just going to run out of bounds at the 24 as he got back to the line of scrimmage. No more.
Yeah, and that's been a difference, I think, in this game, as Starkweather has not been sacked in this game. He's been able to avoid it. I think the first game, Richfield sacked him a few times, and that was a factor.
In fact, they mark him out at the 23, so he does lose a yard on the play. 2nd and 11. 4 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Shotgun formation for Starkweather. Takes the snap, looking to his left. Heavy pressure up the middle, steps to avoid it. Hit by Young, the ball's loose. It looks like Starkweather landed on it. Nate Young punched it free, but Starkweather covers it up.
Yeah, I don't know how Mason Starkweather got back to that one. It looked like after that hit by Nate Young, his momentum was going the other way, but a good job to save a possession for the Templars.
There's that sack, Rick, you were talking about.
You called it, Rick.
Loss of a yard back to the 21-yard line and a timeout called. So we'll go ahead and take the Riverstone Contractors timeout. 14-7 Manti leads with 1:26 to go in the first half on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, MTCC Channel 3, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
Any Hour Services has a team of technicians that can take care of any plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning needs you might have around your house. Got a drain that's clogged? Call Any Hour Services. Need a ceiling fan installed? Call Any Hour Services. Can't get the heat to come on? Call Any Hour Services. Maintenance, repair, or install, any job, any size, Any Hour Services. Mention this ad and take $50 off your next visit. Call Any Hour Services or schedule online at anyhour.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
So after the sack by Nate Young, Richfield uses their second Riverstone Contractors timeout. So they have 1 timeout left with 1:33 to go here in the first half, and it's 3rd and 12 now for the Templars.
Manti hasn't gone safe too often this year, Robert. They've put the pedal to the metal all year. I go safe right here if I'm the Templars. I just want to punt this back, make Richfield use their last time out.
Starkweather drops the pass, heavy pressure, gets hit, avoids it, throws downfield, has a man, Frischneck with the catch, and he's going to get enough for a first down to the 34-yard line. What a play by Starkweather, and Frischneck picks up the Douglas Dentistry first down.
Just barely picks up the first down. So much pressure there. Mason Starkweather able to roll out of that a jump pass to Reggie Frischneck.
Wow, what a play. Heavy pressure from Richfield, and the Templars answer. 1st and 10 from the 34. Starkweather now in the pistol. Takes the snap. The give on the handoff of the middle to Stevens. Bo's going to get across the 35 to the 36 for a gain of 2. Second down and 8. Clock down to 50 seconds left in the half. See how deep Chet White, Richfield defensive coordinator, drops his safeties. About 15 yards off the ball now. Starkweather drops the pass, throws across the middle for Hunter Stevens, just through his hands, a little bit behind him, and it falls incomplete.
Ooh, and Richfield had a guy behind him, wanted to come up with an interception. Interesting, Manti still throwing it here. And, that does stop the clock.
3rd and 8. Starkweather runs to the sideline for the play call from Coach Shumway. Coach Shumway saw his alma mater take state just a little bit ago with San Juan winning the 2A state title. Quick State Bank of Southern Utah score update for you as they beat South Summit 43-28.
10 seconds on the play clock here. I'm wondering if the Templars are just going to use one of those 3 timeouts.
They're getting set quick. Starkweather sends a man in motion left to right. That's Stevens. Takes the snap, rolls to his right. Here comes the pressure. Flag flies in the play, gets it downfield, and making the catch down to the 45-yard line is Carter Mason. But again, a flag on the far side of the field.
So I think what this is, and correct me if I'm wrong, Rick, if you saw it, I think the receiver outside for the Templars wasn't set, and then they had a man come in motion.
I didn't notice that, but we'll see. It'd be a 2-man in motion. But he was wide open. That was a good pickup.
There's the call from the official. There's the illegal shift.
Yeah, and really it's just the receiver to the outside for the Templars. It's just not hustling up to the line, not hustling up to the ball, and then you call a man in motion while he's still running to get to his spot, and that's just a mistake you can't make.
So 3rd down and 13 now for the Templars at their own 31-yard line after the 5-yard penalty. Their 5th penalty of the game for 25 yards. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Starkweather takes the snap, fakes the handoff. Quick pass on the bubble screen to Frischneck, makes the catch. Got a block to the 40-yard line, and he'll be brought down just shy of the 1st down marker.
Clock's still running. Doesn't look like Manti's going to take one of those timeouts. I think where this is 3rd down. No, this is 4th down. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 4th and 1. I think Starkweather says, hey, let me throw one up.
No, I don't think they have. Well, you're right. They don't have to run a play.
Starkweather's pointing downfield, but they're going to let the clock run out, and the first half has come to a close in the 3A state championship game at SUU's Eccles Coliseum on the CO Building System scoreboard. Number 2, Manti 14. Number 1, Richfield 7. We've got your Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show coming up next on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, powered by Centricom, MTCC Channel 3, V6 Media, and KSL Sports.
Mountain Land Supply of Richfield is the Central Utah leader in plumbing, waterworks, turf, and ag irrigation. Mountain Land Supply features an entire line of Rainbird sprinklers and systems for your yard or commercial property and backs it up with an extremely knowledgeable staff that cares about the local community because they live here. Visit them at 2104 South Red Hills Drive in Richfield or call for a showroom appointment 435-896-9606. Mountain Land Supply is proud to sponsor high school sports and wishes the teams, coaches, and players success.
Looking for the perfect color for your next paint project? Hermanson's Hardware in Ephraim has your solution. With their state-of-the-art color matching equipment and over 350,000 colors, anything is possible. Bring Hermanson's any size sample or your favorite Pinterest pin and they can scan or match across all brands of paint. They've successfully matched paint colors from pillows, stucco, rock, paint cans, signs, plants, and more. Their high-quality finishes from Pratt & Lambert and Best Look will give you the professional results you're looking for. Don't put off those paint projects any longer. Drop by Hermanson's Hardware in Ephraim. It's how going to a hardware store should be.
For more than 3 decades, the Intermountain Power Project has served as a model of regional energy cooperation, generating and transmitting coal-fueled electricity to a diverse group of municipal utilities and rural electric cooperatives with operations across 6 U.S. states. Now Intermountain Power is expanding its role as a regional energy hub, including utilizing renewable energy resources. Intermountain Power is proud to support and invest in our central Utah communities. Visit IPAUtah.com to learn more about IPP Renewed.
Want to save money on your internet bill? Who doesn't? You now can save big with a new referral program from MTCC. You can now get a $5 monthly credit for each of your friends who sign up for FiberFast Internet or MTCC TV for as long as they remain a customer. Get 10 friends and you get a $50 credit every month for as long as they remain a customer. Now that's savings. Visit manta.com/bringafriend or call or text 435-835-2929 for details. Some restrictions apply. MTCC, connecting your life since 1907.
Some hands swing rackets or grip irons. Some make winning plays or navigate steep trails. And some hands heal. They mend broken bones, deliver new life, set us on the right path, and help us feel better again. At Sevier Valley Hospital, our hands are here to help and heal.
At At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
You're listening to Live High School Sports Action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Channel 10, and MTCC Channel 3.
Welcome back here to Echoes Coliseum on the campus of Southern Utah University with the 3A Football State Championship halfway done. And at the break, it is number 2 Manti 14, number 1 Richfield 7 on the CO Building System scoreboard. This is the Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show, supporting local programs and academic and athletic achievements. Building relationships and working passionately is a winning combination with Jones and DeMille Engineering. So Manti, the 1 touchdown lead. Greg, let's start with you. Your takeaway from this first half.
So we didn't get a lot of time in the pregame show. One thing that's impressed me about Richfield this year is causing turnovers, causing other teams to make mistakes, capitalizing on them. They did it once. They scored that 19-yard touchdown pass from Reggie Hafen to Court Moon. Manti, they threw an interception later on. Richfield started driving, and they weren't able to put it in the end zone. That's a difference that you haven't seen for Richfield this year too many times. They've punished teams for making mistakes, and they didn't end up punishing Manti there late in the second quarter.
On the flip side, of course, Manti punished Richfield for the fumble.
Well,
and the
took him one play
pass
from the fumble.
Yeah. Yes.
And the situation on the field was a little better position. I mean, Richfield did get it on the 49-yard line, but Manti was on, the 22. But it only took Manti one play to get it in the end zone. That was a big play and been a momentum difference. George Felt did send me another post. He said the team that scores first wins a state championship 72% of the time. And,
wow.
And Manti has really came back and took the momentum away from Richfield. Richfield will get the ball to start the second half, and it's been a terrific game.
Yeah, Richfield did score first to that point you are making right there. And so you look at, appreciate Brad James here running the first half stats into us. Let's look at those stats now with our Sorensen Levitt Insurance Stat Check. Visit them in Richfield or Salina for your home, auto, and business insurance needs. Proudly representing Auto Owners Insurance. Call Corey Sorensen in Richfield at 896-4471 or Cena Rasmussen in Salina at 529-7471. Total offense here in this first half. There's been a lot of yards put up. For Manti, 229. For Richfield, 214. Passing yards, almost even. For Manti, 175. For Richfield, 172. Rushing yards, as a result, pretty close as well. Manti, 54. Richfield, 42 in this first half. Some of the other key numbers that are fun to look at. Manti, 3 of 8 on third down. 1 of 2 on fourth. Richfield, 5 of 8 on third down. 0 for 2 on fourth.
And one of those 1 of 2 for the Templars was on the 1-yard line. Not able to punch it in that very first
the one they did
the very first one,
Yep, and of course, both of Richfield's have come in the red zone on their 0 for 2 on fourth.
But on their fourth down that they went for it, they were deep. They were clear back here around the 40-yard line or 45, and it was really close. They made it. Had they not made it then, so you can look at both angles of that.
Yeah, good point. Greg, let's take a look at some of those individual numbers. First off with the Templars as they have the halftime lead.
Yeah, as you mentioned, so similar between the two teams. 7 carries for Bo Stevens for 31 yards. Mason Starkweather doing what he's done all year. 15 of 22, 175 yards, a couple of touchdowns for him. He's thrown for just under 4,000 yards now with these 175 that he's added on today. Reggie Frischnick, 8 catches, 98 yards. The touchdowns coming from Stone Mortensen and Hunter Stevens on those 2 touchdown catches.
And I really think, in my opinion, the difference has been Starkweather being able to break free and not get sacked. I really think that's the difference in this game, his ability to get out and run and not be stopped. He's gotten past the angles of the linemen, and it's kept drives going, and they've been able to score on that. In my opinion, he's been the real difference maker so far.
Yeah, great thought there, Rick. Let's look at the Richfield stats there, Rick, as you look at those individual numbers for the Wildcats in this first half.
Yeah, do you want me to hit those, Rick? Okay, yeah. Reggie Hafen, 9 carries, 27 yards, leading the way for the Wildcats. 9 of 17 passing for Hafen, 172 yards and a touchdown. That 1 touchdown pass to Court Moon. He has 2 catches for 24 yards, leading the way for stat-wise receiving for the Wildcats. Gage Yardley, 3 catches, 130 yards. That's a pretty good average, I would say. Can't do the math really quick. What are we talking about? 45 yards per catch. So doing a great job is Gage Yardley. As I mentioned in the first half, he had 2 touchdowns the first time against the Templars. He was a killer. He was our player of the game for the Wildcats in that first game, having a great game so far as well.
And I want to just go back to the maybe being the 19th longest catch in the history of championship football. Doesn't sound that impressive, but you're in the top 20 of thousands of receptions. George Felt sent to me and said that is an impressive stat.
Yes, it is a very impressive stat. That was on the opening drive for Richfield, a 74-yard pass downfield to Gage Yardley. They started the drive on their own 1 and they got a short run by Hafen, then the big play to Yardley.
And then Richfield did not score on that drive. No. Manti held them.
Yes, they did. So there's again your first half stats brought to you by Sorensen Levitt Insurance. This is the Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show. We'll take a quick break and we'll come back and get you ready for the second half next. On the Richfield Family Dental scoreboard, number 1 Richfield trailing number 2 Manti 14-7 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, MTCC Channel 3, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
This is Nate Johnson of Risk Managers Insurance Agency in Ephraim. It is surprising how many people do not have any life insurance or adequate coverage today. If you were to suddenly die, would your family have enough money for your funeral and to pay off any debt you may have, or funds to live on with your income no longer available to care for your family? You may be surprised at how low life insurance rates are. Let me sit down with you and discuss how life insurance can benefit you and your family. Call us at Risk Managers in Ephraim, 283-4685.
For a wonderful shopping experience with quality and customer service that's second to none, visit Gunnison Market. The meat department carries the highest quality of meat in the United States, certified Angus beef, while the deli offers delicious made-from-scratch crab salad, coleslaw, and high-quality Columbus meats with no preservatives. The bakery features custom cakes for any occasion, cookies, rolls, and tasty donuts made fresh daily. For good old-fashioned friendly service, come see the difference at Gunnison Market in Gunnison.
However you do the holidays, do it together in the Chevy that's right for you. The strong and capable Chevy Silverado, the award-winning Chevy Equinox, or the all-new Chevy Trax. This holiday season, do more together in a new Chevy. Get 1.9% financing on all 2023 Silverado 1500 pickups, or get $2,000 total cash allowance on this Silverado. See your Rocky Mountain Chevy dealers.
Feeling hurt? Uncomfortable standing, walking, or running? Salt Lake Running Company offers free custom shoe fittings. With an assortment of functional footwear and inserts, we've got solutions to help you have your best workout, work day, or work escape. For over 25 years, SLRC's award-winning customer service has helped people find the perfect personalized fit that keeps them comfortably moving. Visit us at one of our locations along the Wasatch Front, or shop online at slrc.com today.
Zions Bank is celebrating 150 years in our community. Whether you're looking to open a new account or save for the future, their bankers are ready to help you right now or when it's convenient for you. Now more than ever, Zions Bank is for you.
Clean Cut Roofing and Siding.
Have you seen my turtle?
How would I know where your turtle is?
You always say you have something for everyone.
Since 2003, you get peace of mind every time with Clean Cut Roofing and Siding. Call 435-462-2160.
Sanpete Steel in Moroni was founded in 1994 and is one of the major steel construction companies in the Intermountain West, specializing in structural steel fabrication and erection. Sanpete Steel's impressive portfolio includes the Hale Theater in Sandy and structures on the campuses of the University of Utah, BYU, and UVU. Sanpete Steel in Moroni, where their motto is done right and on time, at 685 East Main in Moroni. Call 800-261-1026, 800-261-1026, or sanpetesteel.com.
You're listening to live high school sports action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Channel 10 and MTCC Channel 3.
We're back here at Southern Utah University's Eccles Coliseum inside the Jones and DeMille Engineering, a halftime show supporting our youth in their efforts to develop new talents and passions, paving the way to success. That's Jones and DeMille Engineering. At the half, number 2 Manti leads number 1 Richfield 14-7. And Richfield has made their way, well, slowly they're making their way back onto the field. Not everyone's made it out of the locker room, but About half the team is out there, and Manti we have yet to see emerge from their locker room, now just barely popping their heads out. So once everybody's out, they'll put the clock up to 3 minutes, and so we've got a few minutes here to get ready for the second half and a chance to look at a Richfield Community Pharmacy keys of the second half. They believe their customers belong to their family, that then provide you with the convenient professional service you and your family deserve. Located at 440 South Main Street in Richfield. That's Richfield Community Pharmacy. Rick, let's start with the Richfield Wildcats. What keys do they have for this second half?
Well, I think the keys is they've got to score, obviously, when you're down 7 points. And I think they just got to play their style of football. Manti's been impressive. They've got to try and slow them down a little bit. And then I think turnovers, which has definitely been a factor in this game.
Yeah.
Greg, you look at the Manti side. What keys do you see for the Templars?
Yeah, that last thing Rick said is exactly what I was going to say, turnovers. I think if Manti's able to create a couple of turnovers in the second half, they're going to be tough to beat with a one-score lead here. Richfield is going to start with the ball here, so we'll see if they can answer, get on the board, and tie this game up. It's both of these teams are heady teams to where if they get down, they're not defeated, and they can still make a comeback. Even a one-score game really isn't much of a comeback, but I have no doubt Richfield's going to answer the bell and come out and throw a few big haymakers here on this first drive.
Again, Richfield's only trailed like this one time this season, 14-7. They trailed Payson at the half. They won the second half 30-7 to get the 37-21 win.
I do think this is the best team that Richfield's played this year, though, and that's the difference. I think this team's better than Payson. And that does play a factor with who your opponent is.
Well, no doubt about it.
as it should be in the state championship game. And we got a few minutes here before we're going to the second half. How cool is it to play in a not even play, even if you're just one of those sophomores out there that isn't going to get in the game? How cool is it for the rest of your life to say that you were in a state championship game at a Division I college field under the lights? Just a cool thing for both of these towns, both of the kids on these teams. One of those moments you're like, literally, you're going to go to your 20-year reunion and talk about this night. I mean, how cool is that?
And you're spot on, Greg. It's something pretty special. The communities, these two communities have waited a long time to get to this. It's something you appreciate because it's hard to get here.
Yeah, both of these teams know it. As we mentioned, 11 years for the Templars, 10 years where they've been in a state final, and 1988 for Richfield. So
35 years, 39 since Richfield won one.
Yep.
And Manti getting warmed up. Richfield came out, didn't really do much stretching or circle up like Manti has. They just got together, visited more with their coaches on the sideline to get ready for the second half. 14-7 is your score. Manti with the lead, and we're just about a minute away from the second half getting underway here at Southern Utah University's Eccles Coliseum. And, Greg, I've got the opportunity to play in a state championship game, but we did it at Mountain View High School. So.
Yeah.
But the semifinal was at BYU. So
really?
There you go.
That was the old 3A, right?
Yes.
So you guys played at Mountain View. I called a few games at Mountain View between Manti and Juan Diego.
So what do we got? 1998, 99, 2000? What
for me?
Yeah.
My junior year, we took state in 2001.
2001 for the Delta Rabbits. Okay.
Yep.
And that's, like we mentioned, that's the old 3A.
Yes.
That's beating Dixie. That's beating Pine View. That's beating Tooele. That's awesome.
Played Park City in the state championship.
Yeah.
All right, we're about set and ready to go for half number 2 as we wrap up the Jones and DeMille Engineering halftime show. From first downs to touchdowns, the Jones and DeMille Engineering team is here to help you tackle the toughest infrastructure issues. That's Jones and DeMille Engineering. We've given you the Richfield Community Pharmacy keys of the second half for these two teams. And throughout the game, we're looking for that Golden Drug player of the game. Golden Drug thanks all their customers and is proud to support Richfield High School sports and the White Sanitation on-the-go services. Sub of the game for the Wildcats. Call White Sanitation and on-the-go services at 435-896-9212. On the Manti side of things, for the MTCC player of the game, MTCC, get the speed you need, connecting your life since 1907, and the anonymous donor with the defensive player of the game as well. Ready for the Richfield City kickoff again. Richfield City, the heart of trail country in Sevier County. Proud to support Richfield High School sports. Austin Thomas set to kick it away, 2 back to receive for the Wildcats. Second half action underway, high kick. And that'll be taken at about the 8-yard line. And they are going to give the handoff to Thomas on the far side of the field. Got some good blocking across the 20 to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, Manti's done a good job of covering up there. Richfield's really not gone out much beyond the 25. And that's just good coverage on kickoffs.
So first and 10 for the for the Wildcats, from their own 25-yard line.
Looked like Braden Cox in on that tackle for the Templars, junior. Middle linebacker. He's got some brothers that played middle linebacker as well, an outside linebacker. Good linebacker crew from that Cox family.
Hafen with the back to either side of the backfield. 2 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Shotgun formation for the Richfield quarterback. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, rolls to the left. There's the pitch on the option. To the 25-yard line comes Giblett, and he'll be brought down to the 27 or 28.
Good play design that time. You see the defensive end for the Templars trying to string it out, but good blocking outside by the Richfield Wildcat tackle. If it was Nate Young, was it Nate Young on this side? I think it was. Then a good open field tackle by Lane Cox to stop Beck Giblett from getting more yards.
Yeah, Lane with a short tackle there. Looked like Giblett had a little more room had he got past him.
They mark it to the 29 for a 4-yard gain. 2nd down and 6. Double twin set for the Wildcats. Trips right, 2 to the left. Hafen drops the pass, steps up, gets hit, and able to avoid going down initially, but now down he goes. A sack for the Manti defense.
That was Lincoln Alder to be the first one in there and get his hand on him, and then Braxton Henningsen from his defensive tackle position. When Braxton gets you in a bear hug like that, you're probably not going to get out of it, even if you're a great athlete like Reggie Hafen is. So great job by those 2 Templar defenders.
Hafen stepped up into the pocket, and the pocket just collapsed on him.
Trips right, 1 receiver to the left, a loss of 4 on the play, back to the 25, 3rd and 10, Richfield. Hafen takes a snap, pump fake, looking across the middle for Fountain, makes the catch, has enough for a Mason Machinery first down to the 36-yard line.
Boy, and how big was that? You lose a sack on yardage, and you come up able to pick up a 3rd and 10.
Yeah, I've talked about it a lot. I hate to keep repeating myself, but those 1-read throws by Reggie Hafen have been on this year. They were kind of off in the first half. That one was right on the money.
Trips right, 2 receivers to the left, empty backfield for Hafen. Takes the snap, quarterback keeper off the right side, cuts in, and he'll be brought down after a gain of about 4, to the 40-yard line.
I want to see on this replay, it looked like maybe that wasn't the play call, but Reggie Hafen just saw something and decided to take it anyway. Obviously we don't know that, but a good play by Reggie Hafen on first down. What did they give him? Well, they only gave him about 3 yards. It looked like it was going to be more than that. But.
Yeah, just to the 39, so 2nd and 7. Receiver wide to each side, 9:47 to go in the third quarter. 14-7 Manti leads Richfield's opening drive of the second half. They try to march towards the Apex Foot and Ankle Institute end zone. Hafen under center, takes the snap, a pitch to the outside. Giblett with blockers in place, gets to the edge, and he'll be caught from behind by Lincoln Alder after a gain of about 5.
Yeah, that's going to bring up a 3rd and short, but nonetheless, it's a 3rd down. The Manti doing a great job. That play looked like it had a lot more room to it. Boy, the Templars closed in, showed their speed.
Just a gain of 4 to the 43, so 3rd down and 3 for the Wildcats. Hafen under center. Takes the snap, pitches it out again, this time to the near side. Thomas trying to get to the edge, has some room, blockers in place, has a first down and more before being forced out of bounds by Dallin Sweat into Manti territory. Go the Wildcats.
You've seen already on this first opening drive for the Wildcats of the second half, they've seen something on the edges for the Templars. Haven't been able to run too well up the middle, so you're going to try the edges. It's worked so far this drive, getting into Manti territory.
10-yard run for the Mason Machinery, first down. Going to stay with the double wing set. Hafen under center. Takes the snap. Fakes the pitch, drops the pass, going to come into the left side. That'll be caught by Fountain. He's hit immediately and forced out of bounds. Looks like he's right at the marker and has enough for another Mason Machinery first down.
Yeah, and Hafen delivered. That's the first pass on this drive as Richfield had run the ball, able to pick up a first down.
Had that one pass out across the middle, that one read pass that I had mentioned out to the 36. But yeah, a couple of nice throws by Reggie Hafen here, 2 for 2 on this drive, and Malik Fountain, I think, with the catches on both of them.
Yes. So 1st and 10 from the Manti 37 for the Wildcats. Double tight set, inverted wishbone for Richfield. Hafen under center, takes the snap. Handoff on the dive to Giblett off the right side. Able to keep the pile moving, and the pile continues to move forward across the 30-yard line to the 29.
Boy, and Beck just kept his feet going. And on those kind of plays, you always worry if you're on offense that you're going to fumble. If you're on defense, you're trying to knock that ball loose. And Beck Giblet did the best of two worlds. He kept moving and hung on to the football.
2nd and 2 for the Wildcats. Trips right, one receiver to the left. After the 8-yard gain. Hafen takes the snap, quarterback keeper right up the middle. Gets hit as he picks up the first down, spun around, and stopped right at the line to gain. So a Mason Machinery first down again for the Wildcats.
Yeah, just offensive line doing a good job. I mentioned they were trying the outside. Now you're going back to the middle. You soften it up in the middle by going to the outside multiple times if you're the Wildcats, and now a first down with 2 runs up the middle.
Richfield approaching 5 minutes on this opening drive of the second half. Inverted wishbone again. Hafen will be under center with a 4-man front for the Manti defense. And Richfield jumps.
Yeah, that's a pretty easy call. All of us could see that one. A jump.
So marching back to the 32-yard line. 1st and 15 now for Richfield. In Manti territory. Coach Thorson came out, talked to both Court Moon and Reggie Hafen as they get back on the field. 7 minutes to go in the third quarter on the Richfield Penn Dental scoreboard, 14-7 Manti. Richfield driving, 1st and 15. The Manti 32-yard line. Double twin set. Hafen drops the pass. Pump fake, looking to his left. Get a throw downfield for Moon. Makes the catch. Court Moon turns and reels it in with the defenders back to him.
Boy, I don't know. That was in double coverage. He spun around. Richfield's had some really circus catches in this game.
Yeah, Court Moon, look how he adjusts to that ball, turns around the opposite shoulder and makes a grab right on the sideline.
22-yard gain to the 10 for a Mason Machinery first down. 1st and goal from the 10. Hafen under center, double wing set. Fakes the pitch, looking to pass again. Throws, and incomplete. Just off the hands of Malik Fountain.
If you watch this replay, Malik Fountain just runs right into the defender, gives a little bit, just enough to create a little bit of separation between himself, and comes back to that ball. Reggie Hafen put it right on the numbers where he needed to, just not able to come down with it in the end zone.
Yeah, focused on keeping the feet in, which you've got to be able to do that too, and just couldn't quite reel it in as a result.
That's tough to defend, though, when you've got a receiver that basically runs into you to create that separation and then turn and the ball's right on the money. That's so tough to defend. Great route by Malik Fountain.
Double twin set for the Wildcats. 2nd and goal from the 10. Hafen rolls to his right. Here comes the pressure from the backside. Gets rid of the football. Caught by Moon at the 5, and he'll be knocked out of bounds there and make it 3rd and goal from the 5.
Yeah, and that was good defense. Moon had to reach back a little bit to catch the ball, made sure he secured it, and then was unable to cut upfield. Manti's done a good job of not allowing a lot of yards after the reception on these short passes.
Yeah, Preston Thompson with a good open field tackle that time.
3rd and goal from the 5 for the Wildcats. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Shotgun formation for Hafen. Sends a man in motion, that's Moon. He'll give to Moon. Moon going to cut upfield, gets caught from behind, and a drop for a loss of a yard at the 6.
Something that was interesting to me that I was watching on this play right here. It's away from the play, but they're double teaming Malik Fountain here on the left side. You've got a safety over the top and a corner tight.
Lincoln Alder with a great play defensively to get that tackle for loss, and they're going to bring on Razor to try to kick a field goal. Are the Wildcats at 4th and goal from the 6.
A little bit skinnier field goal post,
yes,
right?
Yes. Tyson Razor, senior kicker for Richfield. Snap is down, bobbled on the hold, though. Picking it up and running for the Wildcats. They throw for the end zone, and it is incomplete. The ball came out at the end of the play, and the Wildcats will not put up points on their first drive of the second half.
Wow, that was a broken play, a play that looked like had a little bit of a shot to come down there. Gage Yardley. Yeah, just a bad snap. Good play there by, who's number 10 there? Griffin Wayman. Yeah, Griffin Wayman did a great job to roll out, throw it up, give his receiver a chance to catch it. Good defensive play by Stone Mortensen to knock it down.
So a turnover on downs is what it'll go down as, and Manti takes over on their own 6. We've had 3 4th and goal situations all yield 0 points in this game already.
Yeah, and that one looked like they had a shot, but the snap wasn't close. And Richfield was fortunate to get a try into the end zone.
Took 6.5 minutes off the clock, did that drive for Richfield.
Manti on their own 6. Starkweather takes a snap, shovel pass up ahead. Ball looked like it might have gone to the ground. Richfield says they have it, and they'll rule it incomplete.
It's an incomplete forward pass, so it doesn't matter if he didn't catch it.
That little shovel pass ahead has been good for the Templars this year. Trevor fouls that time. The intended receiver just not able to come down with it, but it's been a kind of an extension of the running game as that play.
Dax Fjord broke that one up for the Wildcat defense. Starkweather with the hard count. Richfield does not jump. 5:08 to go in the third quarter. 14-7 Templars in this 3A state championship. 2nd and 10 from their own 6. Starkweather takes the snap. Looking to his right, out of the backfield he throws. That's going to be caught. Fountain with a tackle at the 14-yard line, but a gain of 8 on the pass to Fowles.
Yeah, and he was hit right as he let the ball go. Starkweather's really taken the hits, and he has delivered no matter what pressure he's seen.
Good job by Trevor Fowles to hold on to the ball that time. Good open field tackle by Malik Fountain.
3rd and 2. Double twin set for the Templars. Starkweather takes the snap. Going to keep it himself after he fakes the handoff, and he's going to get across the 15 to the 16. Looks like he has just enough for a Douglas Dentistry first down.
Yeah, made the right decision that time, did Mason Starkweather. If he would have handed that off, that would have been blown up in the backfield.
Yeah, Crowther had nowhere to go. Pistol formation now for Starkweather. Takes the snap. Looks to his left, quick slant route. That's going to be caught by Mortensen, and it can't make the man miss. That's on the far side. Pollock with the tackle.
It's a good open field tackle there. Nice quick play. I've talked about the quick passes for Richfield. That's something Manti might have to do as well with the pressure that they've been getting on Mason Starkweather with their defensive line.
7-yard gain on that one makes it 2nd down and 3. Starkweather takes the snap, drops the pass, steps up, has plenty of time. Now here comes the pressure of Ashton White, gets to the edge, and he goes down the sideline, has enough for a Douglas Dentistry first down to the 31-yard line.
Yeah, and Starkweather has not cut up the middle when he's been pressured. It's been out wide, and he's been able to, again, create the damage, in my opinion, for Richfield. That time Richfield brought 4. And then at the end of the day, Starkweather able to get out wide and pick up the first down.
1st and 10 from their own 31 for the Templars. Pistol formation again for Starkweather. Takes the snap, rides the handoff. He's going to give it up, and no gain on the play. In fact, a loss of a yard maybe as he got whipped down in a hurry.
Was it Case and Accord? No, that was
Ashton White.
Ashton White, yeah.
Fouls with the carry, nowhere to go. They're going to give him the line of scrimmage is all, no gain. Starkweather takes a snap, bobbled a little bit, gets hit as he throws to Fowles out of the backfield. Flag flies on the play, and Fowles gets out to the 37-yard line. It'll be a gain of 6 on the play. Starkweather got hit from behind on that one right after he delivered the ball.
Yeah, and I don't think it's roughing the passer here. It's more in the vicinity of a holding, so I'm wondering if maybe there was a hold on the outside by one of the offensive linemen for the Templars.
Yeah, I agree. I wouldn't think it'd be roughing the passer.
No, it was a perfect hit. Waiting while they're talking about this.
They're checking the flag even. The play went out to the 37, so if it stands, it's a gain of 6, and they're going to wave it off.
And I think the Richfield fans must have thought that it was a roughing the passer penalty that it was thrown for, because they cheered there, and there's no way that was roughing the passer. That was a great hit right as Starkweather let go of the ball.
Well, I'm not sure what they were going to call.
Yeah.
The referee didn't tell us.
So 3rd and 4 now for the Templars at their own 37-yard line. 3:12 to go, in the third quarter. 3 receivers to the left, 1 wide right. Starkweather in the gun. Takes the snap, looks to his left, throws, has a man that's going to be caught by Hunter Stevens right at the sticks for a Douglas Dentistry first down.
Yeah, and Manti doing a good job of making sure they get beyond the first down yardage. The pass was delivered. Not much gain after that, but they had the first down.
Just a 5-yard gain on the pass to Hunter Stevens. 1st and 10. Pistol formation again for Starkweather. Takes the snap, rides the handoff. He's going to give it up to Fowles, and Fowles nowhere to go. Loses the yard, back to the 41.
Yeah, absolutely nothing doing for the Templars when they've tried to run up the middle. Really, the only Bo Stevens had a couple of times that he carried the ball up the middle that were pretty good in the first quarter, but since then it's been outside by Mason Starkweather or nothing at all.
2nd and 11 now for the Templars. 2:27 to go in the third quarter on the CO Building System scoreboard. Double twin set. Starkweather takes the snap, drops the pass, throws across the middle, and it's going to be incomplete as he was looking downfield for Carter Mason. Good defense for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and I thought he was going to come up with the reception. That went right through a couple of Richfield defenders.
Slate Wright's on coverage, just got a hand on it.
Yeah, did a great job to get that left hand on it right as the ball arrived. Great defense by Slate Wrights.
Yeah, Wrights was just there.
Wrights had the big game last week for Richfield. A couple of interceptions, including a pick six in the semifinal win over Canyon View. Trips right, one receiver to the left for the Templars on 3rd and 11 at their own 41. Starkweather takes the snap, drops the pass, steps up, throws deep for Reggie Frischneck, and knocked away. Malik Fountain knocks it out of the air, incomplete.
What a play by Malik Fountain there, just running right with Reggie Frischneck, one of the best receivers in the entire state, and Fountain just gets that one hand up, knocks the pass to the ground. Look at this. Great camera work, too, by the way. Ooh. Good job by those Team Hive cameramen.
Boy, you like getting the ball close to Frischneck, though. You like your chances with him.
Punt team comes on from Manti. Kick is away. High kick, not real deep. It does take a Manti bounce and rolls inside the 30 down to the 27-yard line, and that's where they'll touch it down. It's just the second punt of the day for the Templars. That happens on their first drive of the second half with 1:57 to go in the third quarter. Richfield takes over down a score.
Good drive by the Wildcats last time. Got all the way down inside about the 5-yard line before they were turned back. See if they can put together another drive. Like I mentioned earlier, it was about a 6.5-minute drive, just time-consuming, chunking their way down the field.
Wildcats will start on their own 27. Not sure what the delay is here, getting everything set. Now the back judge heads to his position. 1st and 10, Wildcats. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Hafen in the shotgun formation. Takes a snap, drops the pass, pumps, looking to his left. Now comes out of the backfield to Giblett. A lot of room to run to the 35, make it 36-yard line for Beck Giblett.
So I talked earlier on that last drive about how Manti's moving that safety over. The problem you have if you move a safety over to try and double team an outside receiver is it's going to leave that flat open for another receiver to fill.
9-yard gain makes it 2nd and 1. Hafen takes the snap. Comes across the middle for Fountain. He makes the catch at the 50-yard line. Cox brings him down, but a Mason Machinery first down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, that was well delivered. Again, as soon as he caught it, he was brought down. But a nice pass by Hafen.
Well, in that time, I'm just going back to the same thing. That time, that other defender out here for the Templars stepped up on that flat route, and Reggie Hafen read it and threw it to the postman across the middle.
Empty backfield for the Wildcats. 3 receivers to the right, 2 to the left for Hafen. Shotgun formation. At the Manti 48, Hafen takes the snap, pumps. Now going to throw deep down the far side of the field. And Kai Thomas is there. Couldn't quite reel it in. Just a little bit too far. Great coverage as well by Stone Mortensen.
Yeah, Stone was step for step with him. It would have been a terrific catch.
But Reggie Hafen put it where only his guy could get it. So good job by him, just out the outstretched arms. Who'd you say that was? Kai Thomas, the speedster running down the sideline. Just outside of his outstretched arms. Again, great camera work there.
2nd and 10, Wildcats. Double twin set. Hafen takes the snap. Inside handoff on the counter to Moon. Moon cuts upfield and dives ahead for a gain of about 2.5 yards on the play.
Good job by Dallin Sweat to read that play that time and come up from his middle linebacker position and blow it up. Because if Dallin wouldn't have been there might have been some yards. Good job by Mac Olson, too, to kind of set that edge.
3rd and 8. 55 seconds to go in the third quarter on the Richfield Talmadano scoreboard. 14-7 Manti leads. Richfield driving 3rd and 8 at the Manti 46-yard line. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Giblett to the left of Hafen in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Hafen takes the snap. Comes back across the left side to Fountain. Makes the catch. Gets driven back. He's going to be short of the first down at the 39-yard line to make it 4th and 1.
Yeah, and I like the way Reggie read that. He looked like he was going to go the other way. Came back to Malik.
Good quick tackle by Lane Cox outside right after the pass completion. You wonder if maybe they're going to have to go with a bump coverage on the outside on this 4th and short.
15 seconds on the clock. They'll wind it. See if Richfield wants to get one more play out before the third quarter comes to an end. And they're taking their time to get set, down to 4 seconds on the game clock. And they're not going to get it off. So that's how the third quarter will come to an end in the 3A state championship at SU's Eccles Coliseum. On the CO Building System scoreboard, number 2 Manti 14, number 1 Richfield 7 on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, MTCC Channel 3, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
It's never too early or too late to be thankful for new carpet and flooring. Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring has a huge inventory and the service to back it up. Just come in and pick it out, and Shepherd's will do the rest. Shepherd's Carpet and Flooring will help you get rid of those old carpets and flooring and replace them with new, stain-resistant carpets or luxury vinyl planks from Shepherd's. With new hours from 10 a.m. to 8 p.m. Monday through Thursday, shop Shepherd's at 410 North Main in Richfield, and the deal's done.
Skyline Motorsports is proud to support North San Pete High School sports. So remember, if you're in the market for a new side-by-side or ATV, you need to get into Skyline Motorsports. They have the latest Kimco has to offer. Skyline Motorsports also carries all the latest riding gear and accessories for your outdoor needs. And they have the best service department in the county. So drop on into Skyline Motorsports today and go Hawks.
Live. 4th and 1 for the Wildcats as we start fourth quarter action. Hafen under center. Hard count. Manti doesn't jump. At the Manti 39. Hafen under center again. Another hard count. Manti still doesn't jump. Hafen stands and looks to the sideline. Hafen under center again. Takes a snap. Quarterback sneak right up the middle. A big push from the offensive line from Mesa Machinery. First down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, you knew that was coming right there. Just Reggie Hafen, strong kid. Such a strong runner. If he wasn't the quarterback for Richfield, he'd probably be the best running back. You know, the kid's just an athlete, and you knew he was going to follow that big offensive line for a first down.
13 carries for 31 yards in the game now for Hafen as he picks up that Mesa Machinery first down to the 33-yard line. Play call comes from the sideline. Double twin set here for the Wildcats. Hafen in the gun with Giblett to his left in the backfield. Hafen takes a snap. Quick pass to the outside to Yardley on the wide receiver screen. Blown up by Manti, but Yardley able to spin forward for a short gain to the 30-yard line.
Boy, there were 4 different white jerseys out there to make the tackle on the quick bubble screen.
Yeah, Lincoln Alder coming from that defensive end position. Good job by, I think that was Bo Stevens out there trying to get the number.
Yardley able to spin, though, and picked up 3 yards on the play.
2nd and 7 now on the drive from the Manti 30. No points have been scored here in the second half for either team. Manti leads 14-7 on the CO Building System scoreboard. Double wing set. Hafen under center. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff. Drops the pass. Here comes the pressure in the middle. Loses his footing and gets hit as he throws and just gets that one thrown away. Out of bounds it goes, incomplete.
That's a great job by Reggie Hafen there to save his team quite a few yards. I know it's no gain there, but it would have lost probably close to 10 yards. Just, like you said, loses his feet, and Braxton Henningsen coming just gets that pass away to save his team 10 yards.
Yeah, and you're probably in 2-down territory here. Well, you are. You want to try and pick up the first down on this play, but certainly it doesn't end the drive if you don't.
3rd and 7. Trips right, one receiver to the left. Hafen in the gun. Takes a snap. Looks to his right, throws to his right for Yardley. Makes the catch with Lane Cox out there to make the tackle, but what a catch by Yardley for a Mesa Machinery first down.
Boy, has Yardley had an incredible game in this. He's come up with big catches.
13 yards on that one.
Yeah, that was right on the numbers. Great throw by Reggie. Good catch by Gage Yardley to get first down inside the red zone. What are they marking that, 17?
Yes. Under center goes Hafen on 1st and 10. Takes the snap, pitches it out to Giblett on the far side, following the lead block of Nate Young. Now cuts inside, gets hit at the 15 and goes down to about the 13-yard line.
Good patience there by Bet Giblett to let Nate Young take on Mac Olson on the outside there and get a few yards. Otherwise, Mac Olson probably would have blown that up.
They mark it at the 14 for a gain of 3. And they're going to have a timeout called. Haven't seen, they're trying to get the mic turned on to tell us who called the timeout.
I think there might have been some
Manti timeout.
Yeah, there looked like there was some equipment issues for the Templars.
So Manti timeout, Riverstone Contractors timeout, Riverstone Plumbing and Heating give Pete a call today at Riverstone Contractors. Appreciate their sponsorship of high school sports here in central Utah and throughout the state. And of course, not just the Riverstone Contractors, but all of our sponsors help make these broadcasts possible. We've got sponsors all over the state to help bring you coverage of these state championships here this weekend at Southern Utah University.
From commercial to recreational truck accessories, Mountain Land Truck Outfitters has got what you need. Flatbeds, spray and bed liners, lifts and leveling kits, wheels and tires. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters proudly uses a brand you know and trust. And with our experienced, knowledgeable, and friendly staff, your visit here will be informative and enjoyable. Stop into our convenient location in Provo at 265 South 100 West or call 801-225-4637 to get a quote for your fleet or individual truck. Mountain Land Truck Outfitters.
We're back here at Southern Utah University's Eccles Coliseum, and Richfield ran a beautiful play, and Hafen delivered a teardrop type of pass to Court Moon, just slipped right through the arms in the end zone for an incomplete pass to make it now 3rd and 7.
Manti going man-to-man there, and a nice little pick play by the Wildcats to run one receiver to the defender that's defending Court Moon. Pass just a little bit out of his hands.
3rd and 7 now for Richfield. Trips right. Hafen takes a snap, rolls to his right, throws across the middle for Yardley, makes the catch at the 6, gets inside the 5 for a Mesa Machinery first down for the Wildcats.
I'll tell you, Yardley continues to come up with big catches when the Cats have needed them. A little behind him, he's able to reach back. You were going to ask me what I thought Richfield was going to do. I was going to say they were going to go to Court Moon, and then they did.
Man,
10 catches for 164 yards for Gage Yardley. Hafen under center, double wing set. Takes a snap on 1st and goal. Rolls to his left. Pressure from Olson. Able to avoid it. Gets inside the 5. Looks for the end zone, and he'll be driven out of bounds at about the 1-yard line. No, they say touchdown. Hafen got the ball over the pylon. The Wildcats are back on the board.
Boy, and
Hafen's
we didn't have a great angle on that. Hafen is coming off holding his arm.
Yeah, I'm wondering if Reggie reached the ball out to reach it over the pylon, because the Manti players were not happy with that call. You see Kellen Layton coming in there, delivers a big hit. Let's see. Oh, yeah, that's
he
exactly
hit the pylon. That's a touchdown.
It's a touchdown, and then he lost the ball, so it's into the end zone, touchdown.
And they make the extra point.
And that's
right
a big kick, because last week they hit the goalpost on one of them, and this is a new game here. But Manti, very, very explosive.
Reggie Hafen, though, clearly hurt on the sideline after that play. We'll take the break. We're tied at 14 in the 3A state championship. 9:14 to go on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network. TeamHive.live, Manti Channel 3, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
Some hands swing rackets or grip irons. Some make winning plays or navigate steep trails. And some hands heal. They mend broken bones, deliver new life, set us on the right path, and help us feel better again. At Sevier Valley Hospital, our hands are here to help and heal.
We're back here at XU's Eccles Coliseum. Tyson Razor on to kick it away with Richfield at city kickoff. After Richfield has tied the game, 14-14. Kick is away by Razor. Back to receive it are the Manti Templars. They'll take it at the 5-yard line, make it the 4-yard line. Hunter Stevens out across the 10 and got a block to the 15, and a flag will fly on a clear block in the black back by Manti.
Yeah, and I believe that was Worley down there that got that block. Worley's one of the things he's on special teams.
So we've had 15 minutes here in this second half, guys. 15 minutes of game time. Manti's had the ball for 3 minutes and 20 seconds.
There's the block in the back call.
So 12-minute time of possession here in this second half. Yeah, and that block in the back, he would have made the hit probably right there if it wouldn't have happened. So, yeah, that's a good call.
It's a half the distance to the goal line and 1st and 10. So
right on the return, they'll take it to the 7. So that's where Manti will start just their second drive of the second half. 2 long drives by Richfield. Second one culminating in a touchdown run by Reggie Hafen.
Long yardage, long time.
1st and 10 for the Templars from their own 7. Starkweather in the shotgun formation, receiver wide to each side. Takes the snap, drops the pass, looking to his right, going to throw to his right, has Frischnecht. He'll be brought down by Fountain at the 15-yard line, but a gain of 8 on the play.
Yeah, that's a pretty safe guy to get it to, Frischnecht. How many receptions does he have in this game?
That's 8.
8.
For 84 yards.
Yep, he's a safe guy you can throw it to. You know if you get it in his vicinity, he's going to bring it down. The kid has now over 90 catches on the season this year for the Templars.
Takes a snap, handoff left side. Big hole to run through up the middle to the 19-yard line for a Douglas Dentistry first down. On the carry was that Stevens? Yes, it was.
Bo Stevens back into the game. He hadn't been in those just that first drive. I was going to say the last couple of drives. It's been so long. But just that first drive of the second half, but good hard run by Bo.
1st and 10 of the 19 for the Templars. Receiver wide to each side. Starkweather takes the snap, looking to his left. Going to throw deep down the sideline for Hunter Stevens. And Stevens dives, can't pull it in. Good coverage by Pollock downfield as it falls incomplete.
Yeah, and it did have a chance as he dove for it, but pretty good defense there by Pollock. Both teams have really been pretty solid on their defensive coverage.
2nd down and 10 for the Templars from their own 19. 8:38 to go in the game. We're tied at 14 in the 3A state championship. Double twin set for the Templars. Starkweather in the gun, takes a snap. Drops back to pass. Here comes the pass rush from the Wildcats. Starkweather rolls, throws underneath, caught by Stevens. Takes a shot on the play by Court Moon. Then Stevens picks up a Douglas Dentistry first down.
Yeah, Richfield bought 5 men that time.
Man, and those Richfield DBs and linebackers like Court Moon, they hit so hard. I've seen it all so much this year, and I don't think that was Court. I think that was Slate Wrights, actually, that came up and laid the lumber there. But great catch by Hunter to hang on to it and pick up a first down.
Starkweather gets bumped by his running back, still delivers the pass to the right side to Frischnecht. A flag flies in as there's linemen all the way downfield. Easy call there.
Yeah, and the umpire threw it, and so did the wing.
So it'll be ineligible receivers downfield. And marking back at the 25, 1st and 15 for the Templars.
It hasn't hurt Manti too much this year to get behind the sticks like it hurts a lot of high school teams when you have to run the ball. With the ability of Manti to throw the ball. Against this defense, against Richfield, you definitely don't want to get behind the sticks.
Well, and you're right, they have been able to overcome those, though. Today's game, Manti has overcome several long yardage.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, both these teams are sitting at 14 points, which is below both their averages.
Double twin set for the Templars as they come out of that huddle. Starkweather going to send the running back out to the left. Pump fake does Starkweather. Rolls to his right, goes to Frischnecht on the bubble screen. Gets hit, able to step out of the tackle to the 35-yard line. Stays on his feet to the 40 and picks up a Douglas Dentistry first down to the 41-yard line.
Yeah, that was just sheer determination by Frischnecht.
Yeah, that was all on Reggie that time. He had one blocker out there. Good blocking by Carter Mason, but he breaks a tackle there. Still keeps fighting. Reggie, that kid is just a fighter. State MVP in basketball last year. Knows how to win.
Starkweather drops the pass, rolls to his right, looks downfield, going to tuck in and run, and he'll go out of bounds at about the 45-yard line for a gain of 5. Gain of 4.
Yeah, and Richfield trying to bring a little more pressure. Again, the difference so far for Manti has been Starkweather's not been sacked Very much. He's been able to get out wide.
Trips left, one receiver to the right, 2nd and 6. Starkweather sends the running back out to the left, takes the snap, looks across the middle, not there, heavy pressure on the outside, and down he goes at the 41-yard line, a loss of 4 to make it 3rd and 10.
Rick, Manti fans that are watching right now are not going to be happy with you. Every time you talk about the fact that Starkweather doesn't get sacked, he gets sacked.
Well, he's been terrific. Anybody watching this game has seen his scrambling.
3rd and 10 for the Templars.
And these stands get loud when the fans get loud. You heard it in that San Juan game that 2A championship, and you've heard it here tonight.
Trips right, make it 4 receivers to the right, 1 wide left.
Yeah, the short side of the field with 4 receivers. That's interesting.
Starkweather takes a snap, rolls to his right, looking downfield, throws deep, and overthrows the intended target, Reggie Frischneck. It falls incomplete, 4th down for Manti.
Richfield only rushed 3 men, and then they had to delay blitz when he rolled out. They kind of switched. They brought Court Moon up to try and force him to pass it.
The Richfield defense gets a big stop, giving their offense a chance to try to take the lead. With 7:04 to go here in the game of the 3A state title at SUU. Good snap. Punt is away. Good kick for Manti this time around. It'll bounce at the 23-yard line and kind of just bounce sideways from there to the 21, and that's where it'll be touchdown. And Richfield will take over for this next drive here in the 4th quarter with under 7 minutes to go.
So we've talked a lot about these. There's only been 5 drives here so far in this second half. Richfield, this is their 3rd drive. They've taken a lot of time every time. 6:54 left in the game. Manti with 2 timeouts. Can they have another one of these 5-6 minute drives and get some points?
Hafen is coming back out on the field.
Yeah, he left clearly favoring that left arm, but he's on the field today. The senior quarterback for the Wildcats. Over 70% completion percentage on the season. Coming in to this quarter right now, I've got him unofficially at 19 for 31 in the game. Double twin set. Hafen takes a snap. Inside handoff comes to Thomas, and he's going to be brought down after a short game. Ball came loose, and they're going to mark it down at the 24 for a gain of 3.
Had a lot of blockers coming that way. Look at this. You've got basically 2 pulling linemen out that way. Big hole, but Dallin Sweat does a great job to fill that hole.
2nd and 7. 2 receivers to each side. Clock down to 6:25 to go in the game. Hafen sets. Takes the snap, drops the pass, looking across the middle. Gets hit as he throws it, and the ball's on the ground, and it will be recovered by Richfield.
Is it?
No, Manti football. The white hat says Manti football. The Templars take over at the 17-yard line.
It looked like Ty Mamoy made the hit from behind and fell on the ball. The biggest guy on the field, Ty Mamoy, making a big play.
And turnovers a factor here. For the 2nd time in this game, Richfield has turned the ball over to Manti at the 22-yard line.
Another great camera work. There you can see it perfectly. Ty Mamoy just falls on that ball. Nobody's going to rip it out from underneath Ty.
This time it's at the 17 is where Manti will take over in Richfield territory, marching towards the Go Insurance end zone.
Boy, what a big
play. You're right,
play.
the 17. I said last time the 22, but it is the 17.
Big play by the Templars. They needed it right there. They needed to get Richfield off the field, which they haven't been able to do quickly here in this second half.
Templars 5 seconds on the play clock. Starkweather comes set. Gets the snap off, looks to his left, going to throw for Stevens in the end zone again, and just a little bit overthrown. It falls incomplete. Same play they did last time they got that turnover down near the 20-yard line.
Yeah, and what's interesting, they come out in that heavy set when you have Dallin Sweat and Mac Olson in there, and then throw it up the top to Hunter Stevens, but just a little bit too far outside of his arm.
Manti huddled before they came in, and they kind of had to rush that to beat the clock on it.
Yes.
That, to me, was interesting.
Yeah, totally had to rush it.
So 2nd and 10 from the Richfield 17-yard line for the Templars. 2 receivers to the right, 1 wide left. Pistol formation for Starkweather. Takes the snap. Fakes the handoff, going to roll to his right. Looking to get the edge. Here comes some pressure from Fjord and Young. He'll step up and gain about 2 on the carry, maybe only 1.
Yeah, that time Richfield was set. They were trying to make sure that he didn't get upfield. Still got a couple yards.
Yeah, and if you watch that play, the reason Nate Young and Ford were able to step over and make that play as the defensive backs for Richfield covering those Manti receivers. There was no windows for Starkweather to throw the ball through.
3rd and 8 now for the Templars. At the Richfield's 15-yard line. 2 receivers to each side. Starkweather in the shotgun formation. Stevens to his right in the backfield. Takes the snap. Heavy pressure from the Wildcats. Throws left side. Has Mortensen wide open. Inside the 5. Lowers the shoulder. Dives for the end zone. Where's the signal? Touchdown Manti. The Templars back in front.
Stone Mortensen, the sophomore, lowers the shoulder. A couple of big hits from Wildcats, but he's able to reach it out and get it across the goal line. What a play by Stone Mortensen. Another touchdown for Stone. Look at that. 2 Richfield Wildcats that he gets past.
Yeah, and he caught it. There was nobody around him when he caught it. A great pickup there on a big 3rd down play.
Thomas for the extra point. Snap is good. Hold is down. The extra point attempt is up, and it is good. So with 5:22 to go in the game on the CO Building Systems scoreboard, number 2 Manti 21, number 1 Richfield 14 in the 3A state championship on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, Manti Channel 3, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
My name is Jared Livingston. I grew up in Sanpete County, Utah. I remember going down to the feed company back in the little offices there, got my first loan through Utah Heritage Credit Union, and ever since then fell in love with the personal atmosphere that you get with a local credit union. Been there ever since I was a little kid to today. Whether we're dealing with an auto loan or just cashing a check, they're right there every time we need them.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Austin Thomas up to kick it away at the Richfield City kickoff after Manti goes back in front 21-14. Thomas with the approach kick is away. Back to receive. Yardley drifts back, and that one will get into the end zone. So Richfield will take it on their own at 20-yard line with 5:22 to go in the game. You know, you go back to that play, and you talked about how open he was there, Rick. Richfield brought a ton of pressure. They were trying to get the big play, and Mason Starkweather read it perfectly and went against the pressure to the open man.
And give him credit, he did get the hard push between the 2 Richfield defenders, but when he caught the ball, there just was nobody around him. He was open.
1st and 10 for the Wildcats at their own 20-yard line. They'll go trips right, 1 receiver to the left. Shotgun formation for Hafen. Giblett to his left in the backfield. 5:22 to go in the 3A state title game. Hafen takes a snap. Quick wide receiver screen out to Kai Thomas. Blockers in place, cuts inside, and just got tackled to the shoelaces as he was about to slip through.
Yeah, it looked like a lot of times guys want to go to the edge, and there wasn't room to the edge. So Kai Thomas made the right decision, came back to the inside. Maybe if he would have broken that one tackle, would have had quite a few more yards.
I have Hafen unofficially at 292, which would be the most passing yards in his career in a game, coming here in the 3A state title.
Wow.
2nd down and 3 after the 7-yard pickup. Hafen takes a snap. The give to Giblett up the middle. Makes some men miss. Broke a couple of tackles across the 35 to the 36 for a Mason Machinery 1st down.
There's a flag on the field, Rob. And that's one of those where Rick talked earlier, it's either holding or face mask, and I'm thinking that's probably a face mask on the Templars here.
I don't know.
Didn't see when
well,
that
Richfield
one
is signaling it is on Manti.
Personal foul, face mask, so move it up from the 37. That'll take it into Manti territory to the 48.
Good blocking up front that time. Good read by Beck Giblett to go right between his 2 offensive linemen there. And that gets it into Manti territory, as you mentioned, 48-yard line. Huge play for the Wildcats.
1st and 10 at the Manti 48. 4:38 to go in the game. 21-14 Templars. Empty backfield for the Wildcats. 3 to the left, 2 to the right. Hafen in the shotgun formation. Takes a snap, quarterback draw right up the middle. He takes a shot on the play by Dallin Sweat after a gain of 2 yards.
Good read there by Dallin Sweat to see that that's what the play was. That was a designed run to Reggie Hafen all the way. He did protect his arm that time, Reggie did, and rolled out of that one. But just about a 2-yard gain is all.
2nd and 8. Trips right, 2 to the left. Hafen takes a snap, drops the pass, looking to his left, going to throw across the middle for Fountain. What a grab by Malik Fountain with Reggie Frischneck all over him, and he reels it in for a Mesa Machinery first down to the 25-yard line.
Yeah, and Frischneck, a very talented athlete, was all over him.
Wow, just on the fingertips of Malik Fountain. Had to go up high to get that one. What a grab.
6th catch of the game for Fountain. Inverted wishbone here now for the Wildcats. Hafen under center, takes a snap, pitch to the outside to Thomas. Thomas tries to get to the edge. Good job defensively by Manti as that one is stopped right at the, in fact, for a loss of a yard to the 26.
Yeah, there was just no room out there. Manti had strung it out nicely, and Richfield had blockers, but just no chance to get much yardage on that.
Lincoln Alder with the stop there from his defensive end position, just stringing that out and then making a big hit.
2nd and 11. Hafen will go under center. Takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looking to pass. Now goes out of the backfield to Court Moon. Has a lot of room to run inside the 15. He'll step out of bounds. Looks like he's got enough for a Mesa Machinery first down for the Wildcats.
Yeah, and Moon just kind of came open there. There was nobody around Moon. It was there was no question he was going to pick up good yardage. The question was just how much.
He went ahead and stopped the clock at the 15-yard line with that Mesa Machinery first down. Right at the line to gain. Going to push the play clock up to 40 as it was winding down. Double twin set here for the Wildcats. Giblet to the right of Hafen in the backfield. Shotgun formation. 1st and 10 of the Manti 15. Hafen takes the snap, rolls to his right, has pressure, throws downfield. That's going to be incomplete. Good coverage downfield as he was looking. Is that Fountain again he was looking for, or Moon?
Court Moon that time. Yeah, Court just turned around. It almost looked like Court wasn't ready for it. No, I think it was just to the opposite shoulder, so Court was definitely ready for it. But good defense by Bo Stevens to make a hit right as the ball arrived.
2nd down and 10 for the Wildcats. Trips left, one receiver to the right. Hafen drops back into the shotgun formation. Takes the snap, rolling to his left. Here comes some pressure from Manti. Got a good block. Throws for the end zone. Caught by Thomas. Touchdown, Richfield. The Wildcats are 1 extra point away from tying this one up.
Will Richfield go for 2? I'm not so sure. They're going to kick it.
Just a great pass. Kai Thomas does a great job to reach his arm out, just barely get to the corner of that end zone. That corner of that end zone has been friendly to Richfield this second half.
Snap is good, kick is up, and it is good. So a 2:50 to go in the game on the Richfield Continental scoreboard. It's number 1 Richfield 21, number 2 Manti 21, the 3A state championship on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, V6 Media, MTCC Channel 3, and KSL Sports.
Wait, guys, you forgot your helmet!
Hi, I'm Ben Pipes. I've been working in the emergency department with the trauma team for the past 9 years. In this geographical part of the western United States, we have the 4th highest traumatic brain injury hospitalization rate in the country for children. When riding off-road vehicles, please ensure that everybody is wearing a helmet and other safety gear. Ride an ATV that is appropriate for your age and skill set. Take a hands-on ATV safety course. Children between the ages of 8 and 16 or without a driver's license should be certified.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, V6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Both sides of this game, you have had the stars that show out in this one. Both teams having players making big play after big play. 21-21 your score after the 15-yard touchdown pass from Reggie Hafen to Kai Thomas. Tyson Razor on for the Richfield City kickoff. Kick is away. Back to receive. Stevens will take it to the 3-yard line and going to fake the reverse. Comes down the far side of the field to the 20, and he'll be brought down just as he crosses the 20-yard line. So Manti takes over at their own 21 with 2:43 to go in the game in a tie 3A state championship ball game.
Yeah, and in on that tackle for the Wildcats, of course, was Beck Giblet, and Worley was in there. I tell you, Worley's been just an animal on these kickoffs.
Yeah, he has big hits by him. So if you're the Templars, I think you want to go with those quick hitters like you saw on that last drive, quick one-read passes, see where the defense is soft, maybe focus on that side. You don't want to get a turnover here that Richfield's been so good at causing this season.
Empty backfield for Starkweather. Trips left, 2 receivers to the right. Richfield showing pressure. Starkweather takes a snap. Quick pass to the outside to Frischnick. Frischnick got blockers in place, gets across the 25. A flag flies as the play goes to the 27.
And then another late flag came in. Are they the same flag or different flags?
What I thought it was when that original flag came in was a block in the back on the Templars.
That's what I think they have called because they put the flag in a certain spot. That's a factor. And the way the rule... what's that?
Sorry, go ahead. No, Rick.
The way the rule... Well, let's make sure what they call. I don't like to second guess before they tell us.
Whitehat will now give the call.
It looked like that's what it was, and Manti's moving backwards, and I think it was behind the play is the frustrating thing if you're a Manti fan.
Personal foul.
Defenseless player hit is what it was.
Helmet to helmet, right?
No, that's defenseless player.
Helmet
to helmet's when they hit the helmet.
Oh, gotcha.
They're saying someone didn't see him coming, and they dropped him.
So it takes them back to the 14-yard line.
It's a 15-yard penalty, so it's a half the distance.
So it's 1st and 17 now for the Templars at their own 14. They'll go 2 receivers to the right, trips left. Shotgun formation for Starkweather. Takes the snap, drops the pass, rolls to his right, looking downfield, nothing there. Now throws back across the middle, and it'll be incomplete over Frischnick in front of the Richfield defensive backs.
Yeah, and he had Reggie Frischnick that time. He just threw it a little bit over his head, just a little bit too much on that one. Yeah, see, he had Reggie Frischnick with quite a bit of room to run.
Yeah, and that's what I think Richfield, Manti would like to do is get the ball in the hands of Frischnick and see what he can do.
2nd down and 17 now for the Templars. Double twin set. Stevens to the right of Starkweather in the backfield. Shotgun formation. Takes the snap, does Starkweather. Looking, has plenty of time, throws across the middle to Frischnick, makes the catch across the 25 to the 28. He won't have the first down, but makes a lot more manageable 3rd down.
Yeah, and you called that, Rick. Look for Reggie Frischnick. They're putting 2 over the top of Hunter Stevens and Reggie Frischnick, so they're not going to get beat deep is what Richfield's doing. So what Reggie Frischnick does is come on that post route, and he is able to come open.
So 3rd and 3 from the 28-yard line for Manti. Double twin set. Starkweather called for, and it's going to be a false start against Manti as they go early.
And I was going to explain that one penalty to you, Greg. They always, when they bring the fists together, that's always a defenseless player. Okay.
Yeah, it looks like Manti was just going on a hard count or going on 2 there, trying to go on a hard count to try and pick up that first down, but it's going to knock him back 3rd and 8.
But Manti's been pretty solid on these 3rd downs tonight, and they haven't tried to go too deep. They've just tried to make sure they pick up their first down yardage.
3rd down and 8 now for the Templars. Trips left, 2 receivers to the right, 1:41 to go in the state championship. Starkweather with the empty backfield. Takes the snap. Pressure from the Wildcats. Starkweather steps up to run. Has some room to the 25. Makes a cut. And gets brought down to the 28-yard line. It'll make it 4th and about 3 for the Templars.
Yeah, it looked like he might get sacked. And as you mentioned, he veered out there nicely.
Timeout called by the Wildcats. A Riverstone Contractors timeout. We'll take it with them with 1:27 to go on the CO Building System scoreboard. 21-21, Manti Richfield in the 3A state championship on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamHive.live, Manti Channel 3, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
I'm Dr. Winters, a general dentist in Richfield. I invite you to take advantage of our 20 years of experience when it's time to get your wisdom teeth out.
We offer IV sedation so you can sleep through the procedure. We are right here in Richfield, so we are close by for all your pre- and post-operative needs. We strive to make the process comfortable, easy, and affordable. Visit wintersdental.com/wisdomteeth or call or text 435-896-6444.
Live high school sports action on Centracom Channel 10, B6 Media, and the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network.
Riverstone Contractors timeout call. Pete at Riverstone Plumbing and Heating at 896-6264. 4th and 2 for the Templars from their own 29-yard line.
So Manti's coming out with Carter Mason, their backup quarterback. He also punts. Because of that, Richfield has nobody back. They're selling out completely or watching for a fake.
And Manti's going to go ahead and use a Riverstone Contractors timeout as well.
They could see that. You could see that, and Richfield set nobody deep.
And are we keeping it here?
Yeah, we're keeping it here.
Okay. I don't know that Manti was necessarily going to go for it there. I don't think they were going to fake it. I mean, that would be as gutsy a call as there ever is. I think maybe they just wanted to see what Richfield would line up as. They have called that fake punt quite a bit this year with Carter Mason back there. I still think they probably would have punted it.
Well, nonetheless, now Richfield will send somebody deep.
They do bring in the regular punter, Austin Thomas.
And they put Yardley deep, which is interesting to me. Been Kai Thomas most of the season.
So Yardley drops back to about the 30-yard line. 4th and 2 for the Templars. Good snap. Thomas with a good kick, floating. It'll bounce inside the 40 and take a Manti bounce inside the 30 and go out of bounds at about the 28-yard line. So Richfield will have 72 yards to go with a minute 18 left in regulation in a tied 3A state championship game.
Woo. Well, the last time they had the ball here, they had a turnover, and turnovers have been a factor. And just as you mentioned, Manti didn't want a turnover. Certainly Richfield wouldn't want that. But at the same time, they'd like to move downfield and score.
Definitely be interesting to see how aggressive Richfield is.
Richfield has definitely dominated a yardage in this second half. They've had 3 long drives.
Oh, yeah.
Manti has not had one.
But the turnover on the 17-yard line was huge.
Yes, it was. Trips left, 2 to the right for the Wildcats. Shotgun formation for Hafen. Takes the snap. Looks to his right, going to throw deep for Yardley down the sideline, and Yardley catches it, but is he inbounds? No, he's not. The official calls it incomplete. Another great catch by Yardley, but unable to stay inbounds. Richfield crowd letting the officials hear it. Well, he stepped out of bounds before he ever caught it.
So there was no way he could have caught that.
I don't think that's what they're booing. I think they're booing maybe a little early touch by the Templars that time is what Richfield fans think. Lane Cox, hand it to the kid. No penalty flag flies, so you say great defense.
2nd down and 10. 1:12 to go in regulation. Trips left, 1 to the right.
And Manti is bringing that second safety on both sides to double team.
Hafen rolls to his left. Throws the underneath route for Thomas, and Thomas takes a shot on the play by Stone Mortensen, and it falls incomplete.
And what this does is it stops the clock with 1:08 to go. Richfield looking at a 3rd down. Manti's got a shot to get this ball back if Richfield doesn't get the 1st down.
Thomas is not getting up, so injured player down for the Wildcats, and he took a big hit from Stone Mortensen on that play, and right in the ribs. So Thomas slow to get up. While they tend to him, we'll take a short break. 1:08 to go in regulation of the 3A state championship. We're tied at 21, 3rd and 10 for Richfield when we come back on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, TeamIve.live, Manti Channel 3, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
Some hands swing rackets or grip irons. Some make winning plays or navigate steep trails. And some hands heal. They mend broken bones, deliver new life, set us on the right path, and help us feel better again. At Sevier Valley Hospital, our hands are here to help and heal.
At UCCU, we'll provide you with a low-rate line of credit that makes it easy to access the equity in your home with no fees or closing costs. Just complete an application on your phone or computer, or stop by any branch.
Kai Thomas is up and running. He does have to leave the game. He was hoping to just go back into the huddle and line up. But
yeah, they'll make him go out for one play, at least one play.
But he does run off the field and appears to be okay. 3rd and 10 for Richfield, 1:08 to go in the game, and a tied 3A state championship at 21. Two receivers to each side. Giblett to the right of Hafen in the backfield, shotgun formation. Hafen takes a snap. Looking to the right side, throws across the middle for Yardley, makes the catch across midfield. Yardley's off to the races, to the 20, 10, 5, touchdown Richfield. The Wildcats take the lead with less than a minute to go.
Incredible. Yardley caught it on a dead run. It did not look like he was going to go, and he just broke free, and one of the players got out of his way.
A 72-yard touchdown pass from Reggie Hafen to Gage Yardley. Now Razor on for the extra point try.
Well, and what happened there, they were double teaming Gage Yardley on the outside. They had a safety over the top and the corner, and he just went to the inside and lost both of them.
The extra point attempt is no good with 57 seconds left on the Richfield Family Dental scoreboard.
And that could be a factor.
Yes, it could.
I mean, this Manti team is certainly capable. However, Richfield has left them, 57 seconds.
Yeah, and you don't see that double team really on this replay, but he just runs right past those two guys, and they're not able to catch him. The speedster, Gage Yardley, out ahead of everybody. Lane Cox did his best to try and catch him, just not quite quick enough. And Gage Yardley, what a play. Richfield, folks, if that ends up being the winner, yeah, that'll be talked about for a few years in Richfield.
Oh, yeah.
Third
just
down.
Unbelievable. Third down. It looked like they didn't have much going, and Yardley has how many big, long catches in this game?
That's 3 over 60. I've got him with 7 catches for 236 yards.
Insane.
Reggie Hafen, who broke his own record for most passing yards last week with over 270, I have him now at 415 in the game. A Sorensen Levitt Insurance stat check there as he delivers the strike to Yardley to the Apex Foot and Ankle Institute end zone. Now Razor on for the Richfield City kickoff with 57 seconds to go. Kick by Razor. Stevens stands at the 6. He'll take it from the 5. Across the 15. Good coverage downfield by Richfield, and nowhere to go for Stevens. Brought down to the 17-yard line.
And I think that's Court Moon that ended up bringing him down. Yeah, Court Moon, one of your senior leaders, playing special teams, able to rush down there and get a tackle inside the 20.
Richfield's first lead since they led 7-0. Now they just need to hold on for 51 seconds. Manti trying to counter with a big play of their own.
So we'll see if Manti, I'm sure Richfield is going to double team both Hunter Stevens and Reggie Frischnick. Can somebody else make a play? Do you see a Stone Mortensen come across the middle or a Carter Mason? We'll see what they're able to draw up here.
Double twin set for the Templars. Starkweather in the shotgun formation. Takes the snap. Drops the pass. Throws across the middle and nearly intercepted, knocked away.
Yeah, Riker Buchanan that time dropped it back into coverage. So you drop Buchanan back into coverage, which kind of confused the Templars that time.
All of us were looking at saying, is that number 50 out there? Because he was a good 20 yards downfield.
2nd and 10 for the Templars. Their own 17. Starkweather. And that one's going to be blown dead. False start against Manti.
Yeah, the penalties here in this second half for the Templars have really hurt. That last drive, they had a couple of them that put them behind the sticks. And again, 5 yards here on this one.
9 penalties for 47 yards in the game for Manti. Compare that to the 4 for 30 for Richfield. 2nd down and 15 for the Templars.
And this Manti team, I still think you're going to look for Frischnick here.
He's really kind of almost got triple coverage out to that single side.
Starkweather on the screen, and it's going to be incomplete. They had room to run on the screen to fouls, and he couldn't hold on to it.
Yeah, it was right outside of his hands. He had three linemen, as you mentioned, Robert, out there blocking.
So 3rd and 15 now for Manti with 44 seconds to go in the game.
I've just been, George Felt just told me that 205 yards is the second most receiving yards in a championship game.
3rd and 15. Starkweather takes the snap, drops the pass, going to throw to the right side to Frischnick. Hiddesy has the ball there, and incomplete. Court Moon with the coverage. 4th down, last chance for Manti.
Yeah, and wouldn't have nearly been enough for a first down anyway. Would have got him about 5-6 yards is all. So they're going to have to look down the field now, 15 yards at least.
Manti.
40 seconds to go, 27-21. Richfield trying to hold on for their first state championship in 39 years in football.
This is the most dire situation Manti has had this whole game by far.
Starkweather with 3 bunch to the left, 1 to the right, takes the snap, drops the pass, steps up, has time, now pressure from behind, he touches the run, and he has nowhere to go. He's going to gain 6, but that'll do it. A turnover on downs, and the Wildcats will take over deep in the Manti territory with 33 seconds left.
Yeah, and with, like you say, 33 seconds, only 1 timeout for the Templars. That's going to be a state championship for the Richfield Wildcats in 2023. What a team. Great comeback here, being down 21-14. And put 2 scores on. Going to come away with a victory.
Well, Manti really controlled the first half. Probably should have been further ahead, Greg, when they didn't score that first possession. But Richfield, give him credit. Yardley's had an incredible game.
Manti crowd and sideline with a big cheer as Reggie Hafen takes a knee. Coach Takiaho will not use a timeout as the final 30 seconds will tick off the clock, and the Richfield Wildcats will be crowned the 2023 3A state champions with a 27-21 win over the Manti Templars. What a game.
What a game is right.
Oh, it's just unbelievable. And for Manti, I took second when I played basketball. And it is gut-wrenching to come and be so close and not win it. So it always makes me feel so bad for the team that takes second. But to win in 39 years, the class of 1984, Keith Kimball brought that class here. That champions from 84 came here to cheer on this Richfield team.
And they get to cheer them on to a state championship win, 27-21. And again, both sides, players making plays all game long. Richfield just made 1 or 2 more big plays in this one with the strike to Gage Yardley for a 72-yard touchdown pass from Reggie Hafen, and then defensively getting the turnover on downs for the state championship win.
I'll bet the last possession was the fewest yards Manti had in any possession the whole game. Because Richfield really did not stop them. They picked up yardage. Manti was very tough to stop.
High fives all around between the Manti and Richfield players in just a instant classic here in the 3A state title game.
Yeah, just what a play call. Going to your guy, Gage Yardley. I said right when Richfield started that drive with 1:18 from the 28-yard line, how aggressive will they be? And they answered that question. They were extremely aggressive, throwing the ball 3 times. Third one, 72-yard touchdown patch from Hafen to Yardley.
Well, you know, I've been able to witness a few terrific things. And when Juab won over Morgan a few years ago, won their first championship, I got to tell you, thank you. That was incredible. And watching this championship game, I haven't been to a lot of them because Sevier County hasn't been to a lot of football championships, but what a great game this was tonight. And it's just too bad someone does lose. You hear that all the time. Yeah. But it was. But I'm so happy for this Richfield community.
First football state championship in 39 years. That you mentioned that 1-5 record in state title games. That improves now to 2-5 with their second all-time football state title.
And it kind of came out of nowhere. No one has really given Richfield credit most of the year, nor Manti, and these 2 teams, in my opinion, were clearly the 2 best teams in 3A football.
And you saw it on full display here tonight as now the UHSAA officials, Rob Cuff and Brendan Jackson, are down on the T-Bird logo at midfield to hand out the runner-up and championship trophies. course, Rob Cuff being able to hand it to his alma mater.
Yeah, and Brennan Jackson, longtime coach for the Manti Templars, won the first state championship for the Manti Templars in 1999 as the head coach, and now up at UHSAA. And Dallin Sweat will take the honors. I don't know what you call it. That's tough. You always see this when the second place team goes and gets the trophy. They don't want a second place trophy. You got to hand it to these Templars. They've done great things all year, and to make it to a state championship game, team hadn't been to even the semifinals since 2014.
Garrison takes the trophy. And now they've released the student section to run onto the field here at the Eccles Coliseum to join the Richfield football team.
And they do have a good student section.
Great student section here today.
Honestly, when Manti had the lead 21-14 in the fourth quarter, it really appeared that they kind of had control of this game. I mean, Richfield had moved the ball, but had not been able to score. When Richfield tied it, you still had a feeling that Manti had never been behind. And then the big pass play to Yardley. Unbelievable play.
Phenomenal game again as the Richfield student section and football team celebrate at midfield with their first football state title in 39 years. And what a group, what a great senior class they have had with this group. Some good underclassmen to go along with them. But, you got the feeling with that senior class, I've said it all year, Nate Young is such a big impact player. He's steady, he's solid, he does what he needs to do, and everyone else did the same thing. As you see Nate Young holding up that championship trophy. Reggie Hafen had an incredible season at quarterback, and so many players making plays all season long.
Well, how do you pick a player of the game? Hafen was unbelievable tonight, his passes. And Yardley, and the catch by Kai Thomas, and all year long, Court Moon's been unbelievable. And I thought Beck Giblett had some incredible runs, and then you go to Malik Fountain. Yeah. Malik just really did some good things tonight. And I don't know how you choose a player of the game. I
think we're going to need a commercial to figure that one out, Rick. but yeah, you're absolutely right. So many of those. And Reggie Hafen, I mean, he gets hurt on that touchdown run that he has where he reaches the ball out. If he doesn't hit the pylon on that and it goes into the end zone, that's a turnover and gives the ball back to the Templars. Right. That is a gutsy play.
Yeah, because he did lose the football once it hit the pylon.
But it hit the pylon first, which means it's a touchdown. And then he gets hurt. And then what does he do? He comes out and throws that touchdown pass to Gage Yardley.
Yeah, what a game.
Well, Manti, coming off the state basketball championship, was trying to win a basketball and then come back and win the football. And they were so close.
Let's just jump right into our Sunrise Engineering post-game show here, serving communities for over 40 years. That's Sunrise Engineering. Learn more at sunrise-eng.com. And we appreciate Brad James. He's here with us again all weekend long, providing the stats for us with our Sorensen Levitt Insurance Stat Check. Visit them in Richfield or Salina for your home, auto, and business insurance needs. Proudly representing Auto Owners Insurance. Call Corey Sorensen in Richfield at 896-4471 or Sina Rasmussen in Salina at 529-7471. Total yards in this game. Again, Richfield really dominated yardage in the second half, and it shows on the stats. Richfield, 492 yards of offense compared to Manti's 346. Richfield, 404 passing yards. Manti has 258. They both finished with 88 rushing yards in this game.
Yeah, but you have to give Manti's defense credit. They may have been giving up yards. They did not give up a lot of points.
No.
Richfield struggled to get in that end zone.
So there's your total yards between the two teams. Greg, let's go ahead and take a look at the individual numbers, starting with the Wildcats.
Yeah, Richfield, Reggie Hafen led the way rushing, 17 carries, 44 yards rushing there, 24 of 39 for how many yards? 404 passing yards for Reggie Hafen. Over 400 yards passing in this game. Amazing game. Gage Yardley, as we mentioned multiple times, 7 catches, 228 yards and a touchdown. Court Moon, 5 catches, 62 yards and a touchdown. Malik Fountain, 6 catches, 74 yards. Kai Thomas, 5 catches, 36 yards, and that 1 touchdown to tie the ball game up at 21. you want me to go to the Templars too?
Yeah,
Robert?
go ahead and go to the Templars.
For the Templars.
Good look there at the Richfield football team on the video side of things, celebrating that championship trophy. Go ahead, Greg.
Yeah, Mason Starkweather leading the way rushing, 45 net yards. Bo Stevens with 36 yards. Mason was 24 of 41, 258 yards and 3 touchdowns. He had 175 yards in the first half and only about 80 yards there in the second half passing. Reggie Frischnick, 12 catches, 135 yards to wrap up his great career with the Templars. Stone Mortensen, 5 catches, 54 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hunter Stevens, 3 catches, 38 yards and a touchdown.
Yeah, great game again played by these two teams, and Richfield is the one that comes out on top, making 1 or 2 more plays right there at the end to get the victory over the Manti Templars. We'll take a quick break here inside the Sunrise Engineering postgame show. Come back with those players of the game next here from SUU's Eccles Coliseum on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network at TeamHive.live, Manti Channel 3, Channel V6, and KSL Sports.
Some hands swing rackets or grip irons. Some make winning plays or navigate steep trails. And some hands heal. They mend broken bones, deliver new life, set us on the right path, and help us feel better again. At Sevier Valley Hospital, our hands are here to help and heal.
At UCCU, we'll provide you.
When you need title work, title insurance, and escrow service, remember the experts at Central Utah Title in Manti. Whether you need residential, commercial closing, mortgage refinance, FHA, VA, or conventional loans, mortgage assumption, and cash transactions, consider Central Utah Title. Serving South Central Utah since 1983, 140 North Main Street in Manti for security and peace of mind in all your transactions.
Are you a new CDL license holder? If so, Barney Trucking would like to train and pay you to become a world-class truck driver on state-of-the-art equipment. They also provide you with reliable, courteous support, a fantastic wage, paid holidays, solid benefits, home daily schedules, paid time off, an excellent safety record, and respect. Dependable truck drivers have been Barney Trucking's #1.
Because of your generous support, we've been able to provide much-needed assistance to families in our county struggling with food insufficiencies. Through our center in Mount Pleasant, our mobile food distribution program, and our Kid Pack program, which helps feed children in need. This year we've helped thousands of families in Sanpete County, but the need now is greater than ever, and we need your help. Please visit our website at sanpetepantry.org to find out how you can help end hunger in Sanpete County.
You're listening to Live High School Sports Action on the Mid-Utah Radio Sports Network, Centricom Channel 10, and MPCC Channel 3.
Welcome back here to Eccles Coliseum on the campus of Southern Utah University inside the Sunrise Engineering post-game show. Promoting athletic and academic excellence, visit them at sunrise-eng.com. Your final, #1, Richfield completes the undefeated season at 13-0 with a 27-21 win over Manti in this 3A state championship game, and what a game it was. And again, we appreciate George Felt. He's been giving Rick little nuggets of wisdom all night long, Rick.
Yeah, George just texted me, George Felt, 404 passing yards is the 3rd most ever in a championship game, all classifications.
Wow.
4A, 3A, 2A, 1A. That's the 3rd most in the history of championship games.
Yeah.
Wow.
Great game for Reggie Hafen with those 404 passing yards. He had the rushing touchdown, got the injury, stayed on the field, and just continued to make plays all night long. And lots of players, again, just stepping up and making plays on both sides of the ball for both teams that had big games in this one.
And Gage Yardley's 205 yards, again, was the
236.
I think 228 is what Brad James
228. But the record's 258, so that put him second in yardage by a receiver.
Wow.
And the 519 is a record. Boone Abbott, American Fork, had 218. He's second with 463 in 2018. Yeah.
So Reggie Hafen's 3rd. So second was Alex Cade at Cottonwood.
Yeah.
First was Boone Abbott at American Fork.
That's right.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, appreciate George again providing those numbers for us, those record-breaking numbers here tonight for Reggie Hafen and the Richfield offense in this game. All right, let's turn our attention to those players of the game now. First off, for the Richfield Wildcats, your Golden Drug player of the game, your community compounding pharmacy at 508 North Main in Richfield, honored to serve Sevier and surrounding counties. Golden Drug, voted best of the best 2023, proud to support Richfield High School sports. Well, Rick, you came up with one during the break there, but there's a lot to look at, and it doesn't take away from anybody else, but you've got a player of the game.
Well, yeah, it's got to go to Gage Yardley. The second most receiving yards in the history of state championships. And last week we gave to Reggie Hafen, which he easily could have got it tonight. But Gage Yardley with the winning touchdown pass and his sprint down the field, he's going to be my Golden Drug player of the game. I don't know what you think.
I agree. I mean, you could have picked any number of guys in this game, and it would have been right. And it's Gage Yardley tonight as that Golden Drug player of the game. He had not just that touchdown one, but he had the 74-yard catch earlier in the game on a big play. He had the 51-yard catch earlier in the game. I mean, he had a big play after big play tonight. Again, on both sides of the ball. He made plays defensively as well, did Gage Yardley. And let's go ahead and look at the White Sanitation on-the-go services. We're going to go ahead and call this the defensive player of the game in this one here. Rick, contractors and outdoor event planners can find sanitary portable restrooms for any situation and garbage and dumpster services for any application. White Sanitation and on-the-go services at 896-9212. That's 896-9212. Anyone stand out on that defensive side of the ball?
Well, they all did. You tell me. I'll let you pick this one.
Well, you can obviously pick the entire defensive line, right? I mean, they still got pressure. Nate Young, Ashton White were so big in this game. But the hitting ability and the way that he was flying all over the field, Court Moon, I thought was just huge on defense in this game.
We'll give it to Court Moon. Great choice.
Gage Yardley had the interception in the first half, too.
Yes. Yes, he did. Yeah. So there's your Richfield players of the game. And now, Greg, let's go ahead and take a look at the MTCC player of the game. MTCC has the internet speed that you need with speeds from 25 megabytes to 1 gig and beyond. And check them out at manti.com and get the speed that you need connecting your life since 1907.
Yeah, I think just the number of catches, I think Reggie Frischnick will get that one. Stowe Mortensen did have a couple of touchdowns. Hunter Stevens had a touchdown. Those guys would have definitely been up for it too. But Reggie, 12 catches, big catches. They weren't. Good defensive teams take away the long ball from Reggie Frischnick, and Richfield is a great defense, just absolutely great. Great is not enough of a word for how good this Richfield defense is. So what did Reggie do? He came across the middle and caught a lot of those passes, those screen passes, and getting yards after it. Reggie Frischnick is going to get that MTCC player of the game. It's a gift card to Yo Crazy.
So there you go, Reggie Frischnick, that MTCC player of the game. We also got the defensive player of the game as well, Greg. Yeah. And I don't know who you're looking at on this one. There were some big plays. Lincoln Alder, Dallin Sweat making a lot of plays. Lane Cox again with big plays defensively.
Yeah, I'm going to give it to Tyma Moy. That fumble in the fourth quarter that gave Manti the lead 21-14. Well, he got the fumble. They took over. They got a touchdown. Took the lead 21-14. Manti actually won this turnover battle today. 2-1, right? I think I'm right. I think Richfield just had the one interception, and Manti had the fumble and two fumbles. Excuse me. So, I'd say Tyma Moy gets the defensive player of the game for the Templars today.
So there you go. There's your awards for tonight's game. Another classic here at Echoes Coliseum on the campus of Southern Utah University. As we get ready to wrap up our coverage now here today from Cedar City, let's first off, Greg, go to your final thoughts on this one.
Proud of the Templars, quite proud of this senior class. Obviously, I've followed them close, having a senior on this team, watched them a lot, and they've exceeded anyone's expectations. And you got to be proud of kids making it to the state championship game, bringing an excitement to Manti football that hasn't been there in a decade. I'm darn proud of these kids, and they got good things in life ahead of them. Just very proud of these Manti seniors and those underclassmen as well who played.
Rick?
It's an unbelievable season for Richfield. They came into this game 5-point underdogs, even in the number one seed, to Perry's Power Guide. And they still were able to overcome. They gave up the turnover battle tonight. They had to come from behind. And really, I didn't know if they were capable. But you got to give them credit. To the Richfield community came out and support. The fans and everyone. And the players just played. And I give credit to Manti. What a terrific team. What a great community. At the end of the day, sports is cruel to the team that takes second because you're so close, and it's about a winner. And Richfield did it the first time in 39 years. Congratulations, Richfield.
First ever undefeated season for the Wildcats, and the most wins by a team in program history at 13 on the year for the Richfield Wildcats. That's going to pretty well do it for our coverage here today. Let's give you a quick Barclay Mechanical and State Bank of Southern Utah score update for the other games that happened today. Rich won the 8-player state championship over Monticello. It was Beaver getting the win over Enterprise in the 1A state championship, and San Juan beat South Summit in the 2A state championship as the number one seeds they sweep the day. All 4 number one seeds winning their state titles in their respective classifications here today as Richfield capped it off with a 27-21 win over Manti in an instant classic here at SUU. Again, we appreciate so many people to help make these things, these broadcasts happen. So many sponsors to help make it happen. We appreciate all those local businesses. Please support them. Let them know you appreciate them helping you bring you this coverage of high school sports throughout the state. And then, of course, on the Centricom at TeamHive.live side, we've got Barrett Hilton here. He's run the crew controls the last 2 weekends all day long and does always a fantastic job. We got Joe Williams, Adam Coombs, and Alex Doss, Cole Wissinger, Tavin Brew from V6 Media, Channel V6 here today. And then, of course, the guys back in the Mid-Utah Radio Studios, Jason Pipes, Doug Barton helping you bring this coverage as well. And that's going to pretty well do it for us. Appreciate all the broadcasters that have been here today as well. We've had Rhett Jackson, Scott Langford. He's Greg Sterner, Rick Robinson. I'm Robert Lovell. Thank you for listening and watching. Congratulations to the Wildcats, and have a great night and a great weekend, everybody.
You've been listening to exciting high school football action on South Central Utah Sports Leaders, Mid-Utah Radio, Centricom Channel 10, and V6 Media. This sports broadcast has been brought to you by sports-minded sponsors throughout Utah. Join us next time for more exciting high school football action on Centricom Channel 10, V6 Media, and Mid-Utah Radio.